Hey guys,
Hello.
what's up?
How is everybody doing?
All right,
It's another Sunday.
another one. Oh, another one.
Another
one. Thank you. Whatever that meme is.
It's a good meme.
Yeah. All right. I posted on Instagram. It's uploading.
Yes.
Got to upload to Twitter.
We got to upload. We got to do our best.
Upload. Guys, the people need to know
What do the people need to know?
that we're here.
Oh, yes. I hope they figured it out.
Did you figure it out?
We are here, and I love that we're here.
Are
right?
we here?
I think
What if
so.
we've died?
I think we're
and we think we're here, but everyone's like, where are they? And we're like, we're here.
Hi, Christian.
Hello, Christian.
How are we doing?
It's on Instagram. I have to text the link to like my family too.
Oh. Jeanette, Fade, hello. How are we all feeling? Sorry, I'm still getting the ads over here. Hi, James Roberts.
James Roberts sounds very official.
I know, such a classy name.
Matt's DNC is giving me moments. I'm hyped. I know it was my well, spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
We'll talk about it quite a bit.
Yes, the DNC is going to come up in most of the sections of the podcast,
pretty much.
and that's
So,
okay. Lou Lewis, hello.
Hello.
Kaylee, hi. How's everybody feeling today?
We feeling good? We feeling energized?
I hope we're feeling energized. We're feeling ready for action.
Ready.
Music first. Hello, caught alive this time? Yes.
Hello, music first.
We love music. Go to patreon.com/2gaymats. Listen to us talk about the new Sabrina Carpenter album, because that reaction is not on our YouTube yet.
It's not yet.
Yes. It will be this week.
It will.
But not now.
Not now.
Classy name,
We like to, keep the people on their toes.
Exactly. Got to have something to look forward to. And we just put up also a poll for the people. Did you see that poll?
I didn't, no.
Oh, well, the poll on Patreon is for the $10 plus patrons. We were asking of the next watch party, which is going to be happening in September before I go to, I always forget where I'm going, Spain. We are going to watch something all together, and it's either going to be the Mariah Carey 1996 Tokyo Dome, best concert of all time, vocalist at her peak of her powers, or we're going to be watching Lemonade by Miss Beyonce Knows, one of the best visual albums of all time. So
one of the fact that there's so many visual albums.
I know. I mean, all the best ones are by Beyonce.
Sure.
And I'd say that is her. I mean, I guess visually it's her second best, but I would argue maybe story, audio, and visual all together, maybe it's her best.
Okay. What did you say?
I would say visually, I'm saying Black is King.
Yes.
As far as cinema goes.
I was about to say we're counting Black as King.
Black is King, but I'm just saying music, the music. A, there's more Beyonce in Lemonade.
Sure.
Per capita.
Sure.
And B, I think the album Lemonade is stronger than Black is King and The Gift.
Okay.
But
guys, we are Black is King stands here, and we talk about it all the time. How why don't we talk about it more? Black is King is excellent, and so is The Gift.
Michael Smith says we should be watching Babylon. Well,
yes. Oh, I'm this week's gonna be great.
I was gonna say, are you gonna have time this week?
Oh, I have more than enough time.
Christ.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I need to ask, because I asked Jackson, do you want to watch it with me? And initially he was like, yes. And then the more he thought about it, he was like, maybe I don't want.
No, he does. I feel like Jackson would find it entertaining.
He's heard from people in his life that it is not good.
Well, those people are incorrect.
So
I'm
he's a little
so
concerned.
sorry.
He's a little nervous.
Don't be nervous. Why are people nervous? It's just a movie. It's not going to hurt you.
You told me shit on a camera, so that's why I'm nervous.
Oh my God, you've seen worse on a camera. You've seen worse. You absolutely.
I don't know that I have.
You have.
That's pretty bad.
I don't understand. I will never understand the shit that Babylon has gotten.
Really?
I will never understand.
I will watch it and maybe I'll agree with you, but I don't anticipate that I will.
It's a wild ride, yes.
Yes.
But there's way crazier out there.
Is there crazier shit that people love?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. It's.
If that's true, then maybe I'll agree with you.
There's nothing to be scared of.
You don't think I'm gonna be nervous?
No.
Or I have a reason to be nervous?
No,
Okay.
it's fun. It's just fucking fun and epic and
Palmer hasn't
wild.
seen Two Girls, One Couple. I don't think that's a film. I mean, it's a type of film.
That some might consider that cinema.
Is it cinema?
Sure. It's a great movie. There are a couple of shocking moments, but overall, it gives a blockbuster movie. Okay. The only thing I know about Babylon is the elephant. And it's literally first minute, and then it's done.
Yeah, but why is it there at all?
Because you gotta open with a banger.
Are you guys Wentworth fans? Like Wentworth Miller? I loved him in the We Belong Together music video.
We support the gays.
We support the gays. Yes. Oh, I guess he is out. I thought we were talking about he's out. Okay. But yes, I also I never saw Prison Break.
Oh,
but
I heard it was great.
Yeah.
Matt Palmer has seen Poor Things and Everything Everywhere All at Once, which are a pretty crazy movie. Poor Things Poor Things just has like a fuck ton of nudity.
Yes.
So it depends on what you.
I don't find nudity to be problematic. Like for me, doesn't.
Those sex scenes are pretty raunchy though in Poor Things.
Is it weird that I don't remember them?
Okay.
And like maybe I definitely more closed my eyes when they were like digging into her fucking scalp, like when they were doing the surgeries.
Sure,
like,
that's the visuals of that are pretty
Yes.
like. Ooh.
Yes.
I'm never watching Babylon, even if my life is at risk. You will like it. It's
funny.
fun. I haven't watched Thursday's episode of Big Brother. Watch it. It's a good one.
Wentworth is a prison drama from Australia. Oh, it's a show? I don't know
Oh.
that. It's the grunt before the glam, no bionic. I don't know what any of that means. I know glam is a song on Bionic, which Michael Smith, you'll be happy. Not letting Matt P forget the Legally Blonde watch along. I told Matt Steele that's what the people want. At some point, we will do it. The issue is the fact that Legally Blonde is 2 hours and 3 minutes on the YouTube recording, and we only have 2 hours on our like watch party, subscription that we use or whatever.
I'm sure if you cut out the curtain call, that's a minute.
Is the curtain call on the MTV?
I'm sure it is.
Okay, all right. I'll watch the MTV thing again because I just like I don't want to have to split it up into 2 nights, and I don't want to have us miss the finale of the film,
sure.
of the show.
Tobey Maguire's character is the reason to not watch Babylon. Nightmare fuel.
I didn't know he was in it.
Oh yeah, people always talk about Tobey Maguire's character. I'm like, guys, the character's fine. Like, I truly don't think it's that crazy of a character or sequence. I don't know.
Who do you think wins Best New Artist, Sabrina or Chappell, or neither of them? Chappell.
I think Chappell wins Best New Artist, and I could see them giving Sabrina something like for Espresso, like
Absolutely.
pop vocal performance or something.
For sure. Is it okay to bloody shame Donald Trump? I didn't know bloody shaming was a thing.
What's a bloody shame?
Can we just do a 2GM Discord production of Legally Blonde? I mean, we all have to call. I would like to be Emmett.
I would like to be Paulette.
Oh, you'd be a good Paulette.
I know. That's why. Steele, I finally listened to the first 2 Spice Girls albums and watched the movie as well, and I kind of understand why you go so hard for them. Who Do You Think You Are is their best song. Yes, Who Do You Think You Are?
That is a good song. Not their best, but it's good.
No, but it's great. It's great.
I was talking to, with a young person this week, Gen Z, and he was like, I don't think anyone my age knows any other Spice Girls songs besides Wannabe. And I was like, Say You'll Be There? And I sang, and he's like, no, that doesn't ring a bell. I was like, Say You'll Be There? Stop right now. Thank you very much.
I know. Sad. They don't know. They have to know Spice Up Your Life.
We kind of sang it at him, and he was like, nothing.
That's crazy.
I know. Wild. And then start a new one for Act 2. I mean, if we could do that in the same night, then maybe that would work. I don't know. I don't want the people I don't remember what that fucking app is called. I'll look it up. The thing that I pay fucking $50 a month for.
Sure.
I don't want them to get mad at us.
7 years ago, Look What You Made Me Do was released, and y'all's reaction will
follow.
Thank you. It is an iconic reaction, isn't it? I mean, that was a nuts.
That was a shocking
song
moment for all of us.
Nuts.
If you knew Taylor pre and post, it was shocking.
I know zero Spice Girl song other than Want to Be.
I was going to say you definitely don't because you called it Want to Be.
Want to Be? What is that?
Can you tell us your favorites from Short and Sweet? I mean, for me, it's Taste and Juno, and those 2 are the top that come to mind.
I'm Gen Z, and I know Holler and Two Becomes One. Are you British? Are you in England, Montrez? Only the Brits know Holler.
Was Holler a hit in Britain?
It was a big hit in Britain.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know. Two Become One is great.
Oh, I love To Become One.
I'm Enid Hoops. Oh, you would be great, Enid.
Oh, Enid's great.
I love that we don't have an L.
No, we don't need any L's.
You'd think someone would want to be like, oh, this is who I want to be. But
I mean, as Gen Z, I don't really know any Spice Girl songs besides Want to Be either. I knew a ton of Mariah. Excuse me for not knowing. Well, guys, their albums are on Spotify.
That's true. They're
just
still
available.
available.
Just listen to the first 2.
Yes, exactly. Don't
that third one is on.
Start that third one,
and then end with Goodbye, which is on their third, which is a great song.
That song is great.
Yeah,
and they put that out.
They put that out like almost 2 years before their third album.
Right.
But still, it's the end of the third album.
Sorry. I did know it was Wannabe, but I was using voice to text. Okay, all right.
Okay.
I know To Become One and Wannabe. And by the way, it's To Become One, not To Becomes One, not to be the Spice Girls stand in the chat.
I know Holler. I remember when it came out in the 2000s here. I loved it. I don't know why, but I did. I like Holler quite a bit. Like, it's very fun. It's definitely one of the better songs on that third album.
It's like, it's not the song's fault, but it's just like, it's so wrong for them.
It's so wrong for them. That whole album, that whole era.
It's just wrong.
They were just like, hey, let's go back into like, because the songs on the first album, Spice, that are more like 90s, like urban influence, like where it's kind of like, influence. Yeah, it's kind of like, these don't work as well as the straight up pop ones. Right. And so then Spice World was just straight up pop. And it was like, this is the sound.
Yes.
But then I guess in the early 2000s, they were just like, hey, this like R&B sound is like really big.
It's more in, yes. It's like when Britney moved to the Slave for You from the Oops era.
Sure.
And it's like, I get it, but it's just.
But Britney found a way to make that work for her.
Right.
Whereas the Spice Girls
didn't. I think part of it was the video had hot men, LOL, in the holler. I don't even remember what men were in holler.
Well, it was very interesting because like the Spice Girls, for their years of being big, were very much like, we are 5 completely different girls. We all like, it was very colorful. We each have our own color in each music video and everything. Whereas the holler and the forever imagery was like all like the browns and the blacks and like the neutrals, and it's kind of just like, oh, these don't feel like the Spice Girls.
That's not what we're doing.
This feels like a girl group where they're all the same kind
it's
of
like,
cool.
I shouldn't be able to mix you up with like In Vogue's latest era. You
yes,
know?
exactly.
It's a different thing. Did y'all see Olivia brought Chappell out at her show and they did Hot to Go together? Yes, I saw it.
Oh, I love that.
Fave's song on Christina's debut. I mean, if we're counting the radio mixes, which by the way, there are many. I love Come On Over Baby, All I Want Is You. That new version, not the version that first came out. I mean, she picked perfect singles. Like What a Girl Wants is great. I Turn to You is very much a Diane Warren ballad of the time, but it's excellent. Yeah. It's great.
All I Want Is You is just the same as All I Want to Do Is Have Some Fun. Because all I want is you. All I want to do is have some fun. It's the same melody.
Well, it's also like, all I want to do. She goes down.
Okay.
Is have some fun. I don't think of them as too similar. But man, all I want, like, Come On Over Baby is such a fucking.
Sure, yeah.
And the rap she adds, don't you want to be the one tonight? We can do exactly what
But everyone knows her real debut is Reflection.
I mean, that's not her debut album, but yes, it's her debut song, Genie in a Bottle. Yes, you're right.
I am.
You are right. And I love that Reflection. That's one of me and Jackson's biggest fights, is he's like, she ruins Reflection from what?
Oh, please. And you know, we both love Lea Salonga
we
here.
Do.
I love both. Like, I would say equally, they both serve different purposes and everything.
Right.
But to say Christina Aguilera ruined it's like,
and it's like,
just different.
And of course, she was doing a lot of, but that's what she does.
That's what she does.
It would be ridiculous for her not to. And it's like, she has to do the pop version. It has to be different. Good question. What other podcast would you like to be guests on? Who is your dream guest? I would like to be on a podcast called Bitch Sash, which I guess, I don't even know if it counts as a podcast anymore because it's behind a paywall, but it's excellent and I love it.
I'll be on it. Whoever wants me.
Yeah, he'd go on Keep It or something. He and Lewis could squawk about
actresses.
Everything. Palmer, did you listen to that Chloe album yet? No. What? Jackson is canceled? Oh, this is the first time Grace and Jackson have been head to head because usually she's so proud that he knows sports in a way that I do not. But by the way, we're going to a Dodger game for Jackson's birthday. So, boyfriend of the year.
Oh, that's right. His birthday's coming up. When is it? September
10th.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's coming. I needed to get him fucking gifts. I'll figure it out. It's always scary because it's like, he's not a person, like I'm more of a person like, I want this like tech thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm fine with everything I have. And I'm like, ugh, boring.
So don't get him anything.
No, could you imagine?
Buy him a nice dinner.
I mean, I'll do that too. But
having a boyfriend must be exhausting.
It's fun. It's fun to give your partner gifts and make him happy.
My ex-boyfriend in college, I loved it. Over like Christmas and like anniversaries, we would be like, what do you want? And we'd each just be like, nothing. And we'd be like, great. We'll just like have a nice dinner, watch a nice movie, say we love each other and call it a day.
I mean, I don't need things for Valentine's or anniversaries, but plus Jackson is anti-West Elm, which is something Grace also supports, which I do not. We love West Elm here. Which, by the way, we had friends come over that were more his friends than my friends, and like, long story short, a lot of the shit in this room we're sitting in is shit that he's like, I don't want that in the main part of our house. But they came in here and I was like, wow, your office specifically is so amazing. Like, what bold colors, and I love everything. I was like, yes, you hear that, Jackson? Who's got the eye? Who's got the eye?
It all looks nice to me.
Thank you.
I don't have strong feelings about design that I prefer over other types of design.
Yes.
As long as it looks nice, I'm happy.
Okay.
And this looks nice. The living room, which is the different aesthetic, looks nice. As long as it just looks nice, I'm happy for everyone.
We love that. Hey, Matt, you got to admit that Touch My Body is Mariah's best song ever. I don't know about that.
Ever.
But it is great, and people don't give it enough.
It was number one.
It was number one, but I feel like people nowadays, like I feel like when we're talking about 2000 singles, people would talk about We Belong Together first, obviously. People, I think, would talk about Obsessed a lot because it's gone viral so many times. And like, I don't know, I feel like Touch My Body.
The reason for that is Obsessed is better than Touch My Body. Okay. Sorry.
Obsessed is maybe better, but Touch My Body is great. And we should not forget it, as is #Beautiful.
Oh, well, #Beautiful is a classic.
#Beautiful is a fucking classic.
That's a classic.
What else is
If I had to rank, though, the leading singles off of her albums post Emancipation,
okay.
Touch My Body might be bottom.
I mean, what are we calling the first single of Caution?
Oh.
That's the question.
Oh, I'm counting Get the Fuck Out.
Okay.
But that's not true. Touch My Body is better than With You.
Absolutely it is.
Sorry.
Yes.
I forgive me. Oh, and also the first single of Emancipation is It's Like That. I think It's Like That is fun, but...
Touch My Body's better than It's Like That.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
right.
Yes.
So I just made an ass of myself. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking
No,
clearly.
it's fine. It's fine. Touch My Body. Jeff said a lie. Touch My Body is probably one of her worst. Wrong. Now, that's a bold take. Breakdown wants a word. Yes, Breakdown's excellent. Stupid question. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it weird that Taylor hasn't made a post or anything supporting Kamala? I think I'm sure people are talking. If we get to the election and she hasn't, yes, it is weird. But now she has time.
I'm hoping there's like a plan.
Right. And Beyonce hasn't specifically said anything, but like she's using freedom.
Yeah.
I think if we get to, election day and Taylor says nothing about Kamala, then we'll have questions.
What are we doing? We have questions.
But we have time.
Also, Hate You is amazing.
Oh,
it is.
It is.
We love Hate You here.
HATEU. Fantasy Remix and Breakdown is right there. Confused at that statement as far as her best song ever. It's hard, like best song, like for me, I'm going outside. But in best single, I think I stand with Always My Baby. Just because it's every piece of Mariah altogether. Don't Do With You. Whatever. All right. The entirety of E=MC² is a flop. Actually, how do we mute Jeff when he's a fucking...
Not her most fun album.
I know. He hates when she has fun. That's his issue.
Jeff hates fun.
Jeff hates fun.
Since we were talking about Obsessed, let's talk about Obsessed by Olivia. Is it 10? Oh, I don't know.
Obsessed by Olivia is a 6.
Yeah, I'd call it a 6.
It's a 6.
You know?
And I heard it and I was like, oh.
No.
Well, I guess we're overlooking a lot of 8s on the album.
To get to the 6.
Yes. They're going to take that wrench away. Jeff has controversial Mariah. Worst Mariah first single. I mean, Loverboy, right?
Worst first
single from Mariah.
Yeah, I'd probably say
Loverboy. Hate You Remix does need to be on Spotify. You're absolutely right, Taylor. I assume you're Taylor Swift. And you just, because you got that taste. I was listening to it because I have it downloaded on my local files on my Spotify. And so I was listening to it the other day and I was like, fuck, this song is so great.
Justice for Candy. Bling. Girl, I've Always Been greater than Obsessed.
I don't remember Girl, I've Always Been. Is that one of the bonus tracks?
Of what?
The Guts Spilled or whatever.
Oh, The Guts Spilled? I don't remember.
I
know Scared of My Guitar. I know, what's the song about America?
So American.
So American and Obsessed.
The guitar one.
Yeah. I don't remember
Lying
Girl,
to
I've
My
Always
Guitar or
Been.
whatever.
I haven't listened to that in a while.
Mariah's worst first single was Dream Lover. There, I said it. That's wild.
No, that's incorrect.
That's incorrect. They call him Jeffrey Matola. They do. Because the thing is, Jeff, just so we're all clear, Jeff did not lead the way when he first heard it. So his Mariah taste is what? Off. I like Obsessed by Olivia a lot, actually, but it's not as good as the other songs on the original Guts. That's the thing. And I don't dislike it.
No.
But I was disappointed.
Yeah, it was the first Olivia song that we heard where we were just like, that was
fine. It was very fine. you guys need to hear Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter already. We have, and you can listen to our reaction on patreon.com/2gaymats right now. But it will be on YouTube in edited form later this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
So American would have been a better single, though. I agree. 'Tis I, Taylor Swift, and I will post about Kamala soon. Also stream I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
And buy my next variant.
Lord. People will. Don't worry, Taylor. And you better post about Kamala soon.
I just got here and I'm already hearing wild takes. What is Janet's worst single? I don't think she's had a bad single. But I do love Lead the Way Now, as you should. Janet's worst single.
Angela from Big Brother, the mom on Big Brother, the crazy mom, her single, because when you're HOH, you get an album that you love that you request, and hers was Janet by Janet Jackson.
Oh, all right.
And you're like, okay, Mormon mother, loving Janet Jackson.
That's a very sexual album.
I know.
Janet has had bad singles, but not, I mean, most of her single choices are pretty good. I would say the original version of Son of a Gun is awful. But the remix by a man who we don't acknowledge anymore is very good.
Okay. Do you think Katy Perry will ever win a Grammy?
No.
Well, okay.
Like, not in a mean way, but I feel like if it was time, if she was going to win a Grammy, it would have happened.
Maybe she'll be like featured on something.
I answered.
Oh, all right. I say never.
I like So Excited. But what were the... Oh, I Hate Call on Me as well. That single off of 20YO. Awful.
Everyone and their grandma thought that Reputation TV was going to be announced that week, but sadly, no. Janet, worst single choices. Oh,
Call on Me. I'm with you, actually. That's up there.
Isn't Doja Cat the best versatile rapper today?
She's a talented, creative girl. Loves Dr. Luke.
She's a great performer.
Great performer. Will you guys react to Flo's debut album in November? I could see us doing that, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to promise.
No.
But because it's like, there's now more rumblings that Gaga might put something out this fall. So I'm open to a
We
Flo.
do love Flo.
We love Flo. And we're open to a reaction.
There's a Son of a Gun remix with Carly Simon and Missy Elliott.
There is.
Carly Simon and Missy Elliott together. What does that sound like?
Well, I mean, Carly's on the original. She's just talking. Because it samples, I bet you think the song is about you.
I gotcha.
So she's talking about clouds. I don't know. You have to listen to it. Maybe Katy Perry will win with an audiobook. Are you guys Triers or Tate? I don't know what that is. Remember, Norah Jones has two Album of the Year Grammys. Yeah. And I can only name one of her songs, and especially one of her albums. So that does go to show that the Grammys are irrelevant. Thank you, Grace. Did y'all do Sabrina in one of the Child of videos? I don't know that we did.
Child of videos.
Like the artistic parents.
Oh no, we didn't. That was before Sabrina was big. that was before Espresso came out that we did those. Who do you think should play Britney Spears in her biopic movie?
I mean, I've heard rumors of Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, she'd be great. And we also both said Tate McRae.
We want Tate in the dancing
because she can do the dancing scenes.
And there's a new single she's about to put out, and she's like performing it, dancing up a store, and she got that fucking head mic.
Ooh,
and I'm like, yes,
Tate,
bitch.
you know
and
what
is she
you're doing.
singing a word live? No, as she shouldn't. Stream Promise by Matt Palmer, a bop. Which Jeff, I appreciate you like Promise. I like Promise. Like the Ocean's my worst album.
Not you shitting on yourself.
I'm not shitting on myself, but when people think I'm being shitty, I hope you can take this clip and know it. That album was a little rushed.
Justice for Like the Ocean. Like the
Ocean's good, but it's just like versus the other albums.
I mean,
which by the way, I know. I mean, it's not the most popular one. The Good Parts is the best one.
All right.
Good Parts.
Do you consider your albums like do you consider what's it called, Stranger Than Fiction, to be like your control? Like we started here.
No, because Let Go was like the biggest, most successful. I can't be like What's I Wish. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, so yeah, that one was the most successful, the first one. But the best one is, I mean, they kind of have been getting better since Stranger Than Fiction.
I mean, that's life.
Stranger Than Fiction is not as good as Get Lost, which is not as good as.
They all have excellent moments. How dare I rank any of them?
I can rank them.
Justice for Like the Ocean, ladies and gentlemen.
Like the Ocean's not bad.
I remember when I first met you, Like the Ocean was like coming out, and you were like, "Well, my album's about to come out." I'm like, "What's it called?" And you were just like the Ocean.
That is.
And I was like, "Oh, homosexual."
Hey, there was no way to know. I can't wait for Nora to perform at Kamala's inauguration to have Indian Queens.
Love it.
I mean, I love that about her.
I love watching your Justice for Art Pop and Heirs of the Heirs video. They make me laugh. Thank you.
Palmer, but I stream that album of yours the most. I mean, Jeff, that sounds about right. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad it's for someone.
Have you listened to Addison Rae's new song? Her original sound and image was all wrong, but with this new direction she's taking, she could actually become one of the pop girlies. Okay.
I haven't heard it, but people are talking about it. It's called Diet Pepsi.
I love that title.
It's a great title.
Aaliyah passed away 23 years ago today. I remember that day. I was in Las Vegas.
Fuck, what an awful day.
I know. That was shocking.
It was, and then so soon after that, it felt like Left Eye passed away.
Yeah.
And it just, awful times.
Would you guys fight a third gay Matt, like a Star Trek villain? Absolutely.
I mean, not Matt Bridges.
No.
Who we've had, and not Matt Harkenrider. I'm trying to think of
No,
other.
but they've been neutralized.
Yeah.
They know not to fuck with us by this point. But if another one comes along.
Not to rush you, but I'm so ready for a new Palmer era. Maybe we'll talk about it during the show. I worked on a song this weekend. So things are starting back up again. I just want to finish that song and one more. Then this album with the future will be done.
Oh, shit. I didn't know we were that far along.
Yes, I've done 4 tracks. I mean, 2 of them have already been released, but whatever. Sure. Done 4 tracks. I want to do 2 more. And we're on the way. Did you just read me for filth and the live? The woman was too stunned to speak. And the thing is, I shouldn't read you for liking one of my albums. So I apologize. But again, we have to know that I'm I'm like what Fox News claims to be, fair and balanced. And I don't dislike the ocean. It just is like not as personal to me as the later ones and not as strong as the first one.
I don't know. What's not personal about you walk in and cause a commotion?
I mean, that song is melodically very good. There are melodic, very good songs. I think the second half kind of falls
and
off.
It hurts like crazy.
It's like Red. This falls off in the second half.
Okay, like there are worse albums to compare your album to. Red is great. But Bad Can by Sabrina lyrics are definitely something.
I need to look them up. OMG, yes, give us a single, please. I mean, Chemistry and Hurricane are out, and those will be on the EP.
Oh, and you did beautiful editing work with that Hurricane video. And I was just like, bitch.
I know, because I shot the video myself in this room, and you were like, this is going to be awful.
I know, and I was like, Matt Palmer's all about quality, so like, what am I going to enter? And it was just like, wait, this is like stunning.
Thank you. That's very kind.
You have a future in film. You should be a visual effects person.
I would love to be.
Okay.
I do a lot of the film here.
This is film, guys.
This is film.
Technically, Sabrina could be in the category for Best New Artist at the Grammys. So
Chappell.
I think Chappell, we said it earlier, Chappell, I think will take artist. Sabrina, I think will be given a something.
Yeah, for Espresso.
It's
like, well, maybe you don't remember because you're young, but it was like when
I am, aren't I?
Not you, Yazzie, but it was like.
Well, fuck you.
I'm sorry. It was like when Britney and Christina were nominated for their debut eras.
Yeah.
Like thank you, Michael Smith. The Grammy people were more taken by Christina because of like the vocal performance and like feeling like a harkening back to like old real music, whatever. I feel like they're gonna feel that for Chappell. I don't believe that Chappell's gonna get album of the year because I think it's too much. Who is Palmer and Steele's favorite celeb? Oh, Luna, you must be new. Mariah for me and Carol Channing. Matt Steele.
Carol Channing. Look her up. Stream her.
Stream her.
Steele, who do you want to go home this week? Do you think the votes could flip Tucker? I mean, Tucker going home would be very exciting. And I am worried that he's just going to like win all the competitions and like plow his way to the end and it'll end up be boring. But then if he goes now, like, will the rest of the season be entertaining? Right. I don't know. So I'm just going to leave it in God's hands.
Right. For an independent release to win album of the year would be so historic though. Who, Chappell? Is she independent? I'm pretty sure she's on a label. Grammys are more taken by artistic sensibilities and harkening back to older sounds. No, I think they meant Fave's celebrity named Matt. Me. Me. I mean, I did grow up loving Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry.
Genuine question, is Carol Channing a Broadway actress or singer or an actress? I've heard the name. I have no idea. She's Broadway's leading. She's the first lady of the American musical comedy. So yes, a Broadway actress, but she does also have a Golden Globe and an Oscar nomination for Thoroughly Modern Millie.
Grace, I love you, but you messed up your Matts. Matt LeBlanc is still with us. Matthew Perry has passed away. But yes, I love them both. Matt Bomer, I love gay representation.
We love gay representation.
So if we're saying famous gay Matts, I didn't think he'd win.
I guess. Are there any other gay Matts who are famous?
No.
Well, when my line pops up in October of 2024 on ABC, I will be the next gay Matt, famous gay Matt.
I can't wait for that.
Oh, it's going to be great unless I get cut.
I hope not.
Whatever. I got my paycheck in the mail this week.
So. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got it yesterday. I was like, fuck yes.
Chappell was independent when she released her album, but got signed to a label once she started getting popular again. Oh, great.
Even Billy's betting,
Totally
letting it out a bit more.
Do you think J-Lo will ever find her true love? I mean, isn't it kind of iconic that she's like Elizabeth Taylor got married all those fucking times? Maybe she's our Elizabeth Taylor.
I'm entertained.
Marriage-wise,
you know?
Yeah, I think.
And what is true love?
I know. I'm not I'm not like a soulmate's true, like one half of your heart kind of person. I think there are several people you could end up with and be happy.
There's not an exact science.
No.
But also that's what is beautiful about finding like a partner, because you're just like, you know what, I am choosing you to, like, if things go wrong, like I am dedicating myself to working things out with you. You know? Because like if you were just, oh, I found the perfect person, then nothing should go wrong by definition. Right. You know, but that's not true. No. Like things will go wrong. You'll fight, but the dedication is what makes love beautiful.
Wow.
Another BB question: have you even tried to apply for BB UK? They have Americans on there all the time. Isn't BB UK celebrity only?
I don't know.
Can you audition?
I think fame and attention are J-Lo's true loves. Lord, I think I get the vibe that J-Lo is a hopeless romantic, so she's gonna keep looking. She'll be all right. I agree. I mean, I didn't watch her film, but it seemed like that was the through line.
And guys, like celebrities get bored.
Yeah,
celebrities are doing a lot of things. Their lives are chaotic. It's hard. I imagine being a celebrity like makes being in a relationship kind of hard.
Yeah.
You know.
Totally. Maybe not soulmates, but I believe in true love. Yeah, true love, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like one true love feels like.
Yeah, it's a little.
Like looking for the one person. I don't know. I think that's
like, I don't think there's like a puzzle piece. I don't think there's like it's not exact science, as I said.
Right. And when they say on Sex and the City, a show I've never watched, what if we were all like, as our friends, just our each other's soulmates, you know? And the guys come and go, but we always have each other.
That's nice. Cool.
Jesus Christ.
Nice little sentiment there.
That's nice.
That's nice. Okay,
I don't like my friends that much. That's funny. They have celebrity and normal version. They went off the air for a little while, but I think they're back.
Okay, cool.
Okay, should we get started maybe?
Yeah, sure. All right, guys.
Hello.
You thought we wouldn't come back.
I know.
They were so scared.
They think every episode of ours is the series finale, but no.
No, we're not. We're not announcing that unless we get a fight in the middle of the podcast.
Let's see if that happens.
I storm out. Yeah. I like throw your beautiful West Elm furniture like on the ground. It all goes crashing down. Wouldn't that be exciting?
I mean, it would be good for ratings.
Oh my God.
I could make a great TikTok out of it.
Sure.
But it wouldn't be good for my West Elm furniture, which I would.
That's what you're concerned about, the fucking West Elm furniture? You're not like scared that like, oh no, my wonderful like 12 plus year friendship with Matt Steele is now gone?
We'd figure it out. I think we'd figure it out. You were the one just saying your friends aren't your soulmates before we got started.
Wow.
Spoiler, everyone should know.
Different context.
If you are friends with Matt Steele, he doesn't think of you as a soulmate.
No, they need to know the context. If you want to know what we were talking about, go to the live on youtube.com. Also, maybe subscribe to us if you only listen to the podcast.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Okay, let me put an ad in. Imagine a frenemies level ending.
It could be like that season in Simple Life where we're fighting.
And did they just not film the whole time together?
No, they filmed separately. Yeah, they filmed separately.
They filmed separately. That's very.
And then they had a run-in with each other, and it was dramatic. And it's like, oh, this is totally not staged at all.
This is like that season of Johnny K Plus 8 where they were going through divorce. Now that, I mean, you know, I never watched that show, but I was like, they're divorcing? Let me get my TLC up and running, bitch. Yes.
Oh, I couldn't watch that season. It's devastating.
That I remember the premiere especially. I mean, I know it upsets you. Iconic television. That is fucking TV, people. Well, I want to see the real shit. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You start, please.
Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Two Gay Matts, the podcast. It's Matt Palmer.
And it's Matt Steele.
We are back again another week. And Matt Steele, how was your week?
It was good. I traveled again.
Matt Steele, traveling soldier.
The jet setter. I know I'm fucking exhausted. This summer, I've gone more places than like I've ever been in my entire life
And
combined.
you hate
I feel.
traveling.
I sure do. But yeah, no, this week, my dad and my aunt, they both live in Arizona, like right on the border of Nevada. And so they go into, Vegas quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because, my aunt loves to gamble.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? And they used to live in Vegas when I was a little kid. So my brother and I would go to Vegas every summer for like a couple weeks in August.
Oh, that's fun.
And visit them and do fun Vegas things, especially because around that time they were really marketing Vegas as like a family destination. So there was a lot of stuff for kids to do. And so every summer they always like set up like a really fun itinerary for me and my brother. And so when I think of Vegas, I don't think about the stuff you think about with Vegas now. I think about like the fun stuff from like the late 90s, early 2000s that they, and so I love Vegas. Like, I think Vegas is so much fun. Anyway, they were in Vegas. I didn't tell this, but they were in Vegas. They drove up to Vegas and I met up with them.
Okay.
And
Do
just
you
spent
gamble?
2 days. Yeah.
Okay.
My aunt, she slips me a little money.
Oh, that's nice.
She's like, gamble this all away. And I'm like, I can't take all this. And she's just like, no, gamble it all away. And then I'll give you more. And I'm like, no, the goal is not to gamble it all away. And she's just like, the goal is to have fun. And gambling it all away means that you had fun.
She's doing it right. Like, I feel like that's whenever I, have gambled a few times. It's like, okay, this is the amount of money I will spend doing this. And then once it's out, I'm out. Good night. Everybody have a lovely evening.
Sure. Well, also the thing is, I did not gamble it all the way. I broke even.
Nice.
I know. So I'm very proud of myself. It's just me and the video poker machine sitting there because it was been instilled in me since a child. Do not play anything else but the video poker machine.
Really?
Oh, my dad and my aunt are very anti any other type of gambling other than the video poker machine.
Interesting.
Because I guess that involves some sort of skill, and they're just like the payouts are better, whereas like slot machines are just like it's willy nilly and who knows what the rules are. So yeah, it was very, very fun. I mean, like it's very fun, like hanging out with them. My aunt is such a character because she, imagine like an older Arizona lady. She grew up in DC. My dad and my aunt are from DC.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Then my aunt lived in New York City for a while, like worked on Wall Street. And like imagine the most like badass tough woman you could ever imagine.
Yes.
And then like later in life, she moved to Arizona to settle down in her little desert town. And so she is like a staunch Democrat living in very red town of Arizona. And so she does not talk to her neighbors.
I bet she doesn't.
And then the neighbors know not to talk to her.
Hey.
And it's so funny because the DNC was happening simultaneously.
Yes.
And she was literally watching the TV, screaming at it like it was a football game. Like screaming like, yes, like fuck them up. Yes, get them. And like whenever like other states would like pop up, she would just be like, your state needs to get its shit together. And she was just cheering at the TV as if like the Redskins just won the Super Bowl.
Hey.
And it's like, that's the way you got to watch it. And honestly, with the way the DNC was produced this year, that's what it felt like. It felt like a football game and everybody won.
I mean, just the videos of that roll call specifically. I was
so
like,
much fun.
This is so joyful.
This is how to do it.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's very, very fun. It's me and my dad and my aunt always like confined to the hotel. Because we don't go anywhere. It's like 2 days in the South Point Hotel where we stayed. And it was my first time staying there. But it was very nice. And we would like have breakfast at like 7 a.m. And I'm not
I was going to say that's early for you.
Sure is, ladies and gentlemen. But I did it.
Wow.
And then go sit there, gamble. We take our afternoon naps. Then we go to lunch, gamble. Maybe take another little nap. Then go out to dinner.
Hey.
Gamble. And that is the life.
This sounds like a great trip to make.
I mean, it was very fun. As I said, I do love Vegas. Just like the sound of the slot machines going and just the smell of the cigarette smoke reminds me of every ex I've ever had.
That's too fucking true.
And it's just you wouldn't think I would thrive in that environment.
Yeah.
But like I do, because it reminds me of my like summer vacations in my childhood, because that's where I would go every summer as a kid. And so just like hearing those sounds and being in that atmosphere just makes me just it makes the cells in my body happy because my body goes, it's summer vacation and there's no school. Like my body just immediately goes to that sort of state of being. So it was very fun and it was wonderful seeing them. I haven't seen them in like 5 years.
Oh wow!
And so since the Devos premiere.
Oh my goodness!
So it was great. It was great seeing them, but then flying back on Thursday, immediately going up to react to the Sabrina Carpenter album. Like I'm very tired, especially coming off of another trip like a couple weeks prior, and then another trip a couple weeks prior to that. Matt Steele just needs to rest.
Oh, third person. We're doing third person today.
Sure, yeah, because I am currently out of my body, watching from the heavens because I am currently dead.
Okay, well, you'll be very missed.
But you know what? I am dead, but I am even money-wise. I did not lose any money.
And I love that for you.
I love that for me too. Matt Palmer, how are you?
I'm doing well. This weekend was a bit low-key. I mean, last week was weirdly kind of busy. On Monday, we went to, I believe it was... I always mix. It was the Pantages. Went to the Pantages. They have like an open house thing every year where you can go and like walk around and go on stage and go into the dressing rooms and see the primary dressing rooms versus like the guest stars versus, I didn't go to the bottom floor where the ensemble was. But it was fun because we were there. We were kind of looking underneath the tables there to see where people had signed. And so that was fun, exciting. I'd never done that. And our friends Eric and Natalia invited us to that. And that was very fun and lovely. Tuesday, one of Jackson's cousins goes to USC and he is a Gen Z young man, and he is in town, but like school hasn't started up yet, so there aren't a lot of people on campus. So we, Jackson picked him up, and they came back here. We went and got sushi, played some Mario Party. He had slept over in the guest room, so that was like a fun day for him. Wednesday, I did think I had a day off. Thursday, we did Sabrina Carpenter, and then Friday, I went out to dinner with a few friends of Jackson's. He went to college kind of in the South. He went to Duke, but he had a good friend there who was studying, I believe it's psychology, and he came and did his post-grad or grad school, whatever, in UCLA. And so he made a lot of friends in the UCLA area. And one of those friends was back in town just for a week. He lives in Madison, Wisconsin. And he and his lovely wife, Heather, came out and visited. And so we all went to a Greek place very close by and hung out and, cleaned the apartment, preparing for that because that was important. And then on Saturday last night, I'll talk about it during the Give Me Moments, but I have been watching a show. If anyone's been paying attention, I've been watching a show, and we were coming to the end of the final season, and it was wrapping up, but it was like, you know what? I've heard so much about the ending of this series. I mean, spoiler, it's 6 Feet Under. Everyone talks about how good the end of that show is, and we were like 3-4 episodes away, and it was like 11:30. I was like, let's just do it. And so I was up until 3 a.m.
Oh my! Oh, that is the Matt Steele method.
And I hate that.
I love it.
I love to be in bed by 12:30.
Oh,
Jackson
gross.
was like, yes, we can do it. We're gonna watch. And so I watched the finale of that show, like out of my mind, tired, but still emotionally very invested because the end of that show is fucking wild and devastating and beautiful. And we'll get to it later in the episode.
Yes.
But then today I went over to a different part of town because my friends Jeff and Jean moved very recently, and so they're in their new house, and we helped them put a TV on the wall, helped them move like a couple of little IKEA furniture things, and hung out in their pool. It is like their last house was very nice, but this is like a whole nother world. Yeah. It's like the houses I grew up near, in Atlanta, Georgia, and so it feels like a house that a kid should be growing up in. That's very nice. The pool was lovely to be in. The kids are happy as clams, have their own rooms. And it just was lovely to see and was just like, wow, this is what a real house would be like. And it's like, will I ever live in a house this size? Probably not.
Who knows? Maybe next, come to Vegas with me and hit it big.
That's the thing. I mean, in LA. No.
Unless you hit it really big in Vegas.
Unless you hit it really, really big.
Really big. But you got to be dedicated.
Like, you've got to be dedicated. And the way you do that and like help us get to that point is by going to patreon.com/2gaymats. For as little as $5 a month, you can become a part of it. I actually just posted first we have our unedited reaction to the Sabrina Carpenter album up on Patreon right now. And we also have a poll because there's a September watch party for either Mariah Carey's 1996 Tokyo Dome concert, we'll all watch with you, or Beyonce's Lemonade, the visual album extraordinaire from 2016. But if you want to support us, get us into those big houses one day, become a patron.
Or you could just go to Vegas.
Or just go to Vegas.
You got to be dedicated.
Those are the two options.
Yeah. So if you don't want to see Matt Palmer squander all of his money away in Vegas,
I know. Then go to Patreon. Should we jump into the news for idiots?
Okay.
There's not a great amount of news for idiots this week, but we're gonna go through it because that's what we do here at 2 Gay Mats.
It's our job.
Guys, when we were reacting to Sabrina Carpenter, the DNC was happening, and we're going to talk about that a little later because someone sent in an email about it. So there's a lot to discuss there. It was an incredible week, 4 nights event, and, a lot was happening that was really joyful, which we mentioned. But also, one joyful thing that did not happen was Miss Beyonce did not appear. She did not perform. But for some reason, the rumors had gotten so loud because someone, angry understore staffer, says, quote, "I've been sworn to secrecy, but you don't want to miss the DNC tonight. If you thought the Oprah surprise was big, just wait." And then off of that, there were further tweets being like, "Oh my God, this amount of time is blocked off and no one knows what's going to happen."
And there were videos being tweeted out of HBCU band drummers warming up or something.
And there was a sound check, not performed by Beyonce, obviously, but of someone performing Cuff It. And so Matt Steele gets here and he's like, "So we're going to react to Beyonce performing, right?" I was like, "Yeah, but it's not been confirmed. It's not confirmed that she's going to be there." He's like, "Really? I really assumed it was going to be there." And then TMZ says, "Oh, she's going to be there." And I'm telling you guys, for a long time, it was always TMZ sucks. They are never right about anything. But ever since Michael Jackson passed away and they were the first to call it, they've kind of been on the money, I'd say 99% of the time. So the fact that they really tweeted this out and completely, it was just false. Yvette Noel Schur, Beyonce's publicist, came out and said, this was never scheduled. This was never going to happen.
I know. Because what I did was all day I was prepping. I was just like, okay, we're I'm gonna listen to this Sabrina Carpenter thing at Matt Palmer's, and then we'll probably react to whatever Beyonce's doing at this DNC. I'm so excited to see it. It's very exciting. But also then because Big Brother was happening, I was like, I need to stay off Twitter after 5 o'clock so I'm not spoiled. And also I don't want to see exactly what Beyonce does, so I don't want to be spoiled from that either. And so I arrive at Matt Palmer's thinking Beyonce's already performed at the DNC. I come to Matt Palmer's and I'm just like, okay, so then do you want to react to the Beyonce thing now or after we listen to Sabrina Carpenter? And Matt Palmer was like, she wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I was like, how rude.
I know, that was the surprise.
Everyone was just so prepared for it.
Right.
And we were just made fools of.
We were all bamboozled.
I know.
I don't know. It's do we go back to trusting TMZ again? Or are we just okay, they're wrong about things again? We're back in 2005 or whatever. Yeah. We don't trust.
But luckily, and we'll talk about it later, the guest of the hour lived up to the greatness that
you mean Kamala?
Who the fuck do you think I'm talking about?
I thought you meant the surprise person. I was like, what surprise person? I assume you meant Kamala, but I had to ask.
The star of the show
She was.
is not Beyonce, ladies and gentlemen.
But she did come out to Freedom by Beyonce, so she was there in a spirit.
In a spirit. She always is.
Absolutely. So there was a lot of misinformation, but something that Beyonce did do this week, she released a whiskey line.
Cute.
Sir Davis is coming to, your favorite Bevmos. She says, "I've always been drawn to the power and confidence I feel when drinking quality whiskey and wanted to invite more people to experience that feeling. When I discovered that my great-grandfather had been a moonshine man, it felt like my love for whiskey was faded. Sir Davis is my way to pay homage to him, uniting us through a new shared legacy. I'm happy for her." And Matt Steele doesn't drink alcohol. I drink alcohol, but I don't drink whiskey. Whiskey's too bitter and serious and it just I want something a little lighter. If it doesn't have a bubble in it, I'm less interested.
Hon, I hate to break it to you, it all smells like shit.
Oh, do you think even champagne smells like shit?
No, the champagne doesn't smell like shit most out of any of the alcohols.
I'll take it.
But I don't give a fuck about any of this. I truly, the fastest way to bore me is to start talking about cars. But now that I'm getting older and I'm hanging out with gay gentlemen in their, 30s,
Yes.
that area, and like maybe like early 40s, if you
Yes.
know I'm feeling adventurous. If I feel like associating with the grandpas of the community.
Okay, you're not a world away from 40, babe, but go on.
I feel like gays at around this age, they love talking about what drink they're drinking. And I'm just like, whatever ingredients are in there. And I'm just like, oh, this, and they talk about it for a long time.
Is this on dates? When does this happen?
Not dates. I got like get-togethers and gatherings and parties and
like
stuff
they
like
just
that.
discuss their drink, or they
The drink
ask
that they're
you?
holding in their hand, and they're like, and people are like, "What are you drinking?" And they're like, "Oh, a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this." And like, "Oh, once I had a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this," and the conversation just keeps going. I wouldn't ask the question to begin with, but like if I were to ask, "What are you drinking?" and they said, "Oh, a little bit of this," I'd be like, "Cool. Anyway, let's talk about something actually interesting." I truly am starting to really think that the topic of alcohol, maybe it's just because I've never partaken in it.
Sure.
I'm just like, oh, none of this is interesting.
I mean, I think that's fair, but I also think as someone who drinks and is around people who drinks, I've never seen that. Like people
Really?
go on and on about what they're drinking.
Oh, I
Never
feel like
once.
it's all the time, all the time.
No, I mean, when we were at the wedding, it was like, oh, these are the different stations. These are what you can get there. But it's never like, oh my God, what are you drinking? How did you make it? Like, what did you muddle? Like, that shit does not come up.
And one
in my
time I was at
circles.
this one bar in this tropical villa of whatever, and we had these special drinks that included this, and I'm just like, oh, maybe I'm just like more sensitive to it because I find it insufferable.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Grace does have a great question. Isn't that you with bubble tea?
I go on about how much I love boba. I don't
Yes.
go on about the different recipes and concoctions. Basically, I also like my boba very simple, but like the actual ingredients of the boba, I don't ramble on.
I guess maybe that's with me and alcohol. It's like I'm not doing anything crazy. Like I'm just like I will like an Aperol spritz, which has 3 ingredients. I like champagne straight. I don't need anything. I like a little wine moment, but it's not like I'm going to explain this cocktail for you like this. I'm not an artisan.
And why? It's because you're someone with actual hobbies. No offense to Beyonce and all the connoisseurs of alcohol in the world, but like, we can talk about better things, ladies and the adults. This is for the adults in the room. I know we appeal to young, cool, hip people, but for the adults in the room that are listening, I'm not interested.
Wow. Okay. This is news to me.
Alcohol's boring.
I mean, I just don't feel like I ever get caught in an alcohol
I always get
conversation.
caught, but we need to switch places.
I guess so.
We need to Freaky Friday.
Let's do it.
Because you're
Let's
always
do it.
in fun situations where you're going to people's houses and playing with their kids.
I know. I'm always with a child.
I know, and I would love to be. I'm never with a child. I feel.
I mean, yeah, but I think you'd be great with a child, but then you'd also get mad if they like wanted you to hold the child or like were like, because you don't like that either. Do
No,
you?
I like holding kids.
But don't you hate when people are like, oh wow, he's holding a kid?
I do find that annoying. I love the actual act of like playing with kids and hanging around kids and like, but I hate the one aspect. I feel like not even just being a gay guy, but like a guy in general, when people like hand a guy of any age a baby, I feel like all the girls always just their eyes just go right to the guy and they're like
about it.
foaming at the mouth, just like, let's watch and see how good he is with children. I hate the feeling like I have to put on a show for the parents of these kids.
My thing is like, I'll interact with a kid. I'll play Legos. We'll play games. Absolutely. Please don't. I'm so scared I'm going to drop a child. It's like I don't actually
really?
want to that it terrifies me.
Oh, I'm
it's
fine
like
with that.
if like
Not fine with dropping a kid, but like fine with holding a kid.
I just worry that I'm going to drop them or I'm going to like bump their head against something. I feel like one time I bumped a kid's head and I've never forgotten it. Like she was like trying to jump over something and I jumped, but she hit her head on the ceiling and she was fine. But I was like, I can't do this. I just could never like
God,
the idea
Matt Palmer,
of
child
harming-
abuse here.
She had like she literally was fine, but I was not fine. Like,
Sure.
I'm still reeling from the
emotionally
moment.
scarred.
And so I feel like one day when I have my own children, possibly, I'll hold them. But like all other children, especially like very young ones, like I will sit down maybe and hold. But like the idea of like standing up, walking around, child in my arms.
Sure. When the head doesn't even have skull
Right,
around
and
it yet.
I have to make sure to keep the head like aligned with the spine. It's like this is a lot of
Well,
pressure.
because my brain always goes to when I was a little kid, and they were like, "Oh, do you want to hold this baby?" And so that when a little kid holds a baby, you have to sit them down, like put a blanket on and everything, and every 5 seconds, the adult is saying, "Now watch the head, now watch the head, now
Right.
make sure the head's up and everything."
Yes.
And so I always have that little voice in my head being like,
Yes.
"Now watch the head, watch the head."
I just want every child to be safe. And I'm not there yet.
That's also my go-to. My go-to when there's a kid around isn't necessarily let me play with the kid and be that fun adult. My go-to is like, let me be the mother in the room and be like, is the kid eating? Are you come here? My go-to is like serious more so than fun.
I think I'm fun enough. Jackson's much more fun. Like he'll like play a lot of things. He'll like become a clown. It's great. Yeah. I will be like, let's play a game. You want to play this game? I'll do that with you. Oh, let's do some blocks. Like, oh, you need help doing your Legos? I'll go through and do. It's like we'll be a team. Let's work together, and I'll support you in all your dreams.
Sure. And I know, like when I have a husband and like a kid, like my husband's gonna be the fun dad.
I know you're gonna be the scary dad.
I'm not gonna be scary.
You're gonna be yelling all the time.
Well, I mean, I yell all the time to begin with. Listen to me on this podcast.
That is true. As someone who's kind of more quiet,
soft-spoken.
Demure.
Yeah, do you know that when my mom listens to this live stream, she is not allowed to do it near the bedroom where my stepdad is sleeping because he's like, that Palmer's just kind of loud.
Hey, we're on the thing and we're supposed to be expressive. That's the whole thing.
Listen, Mike, my stepdad, we can't help it that the quality of our microphones is so great.
Hello?
What are we talking about?
I don't know how we got here. We don't have a lot of news. J-Lo filed for divorce.
Oh, God, again.
Not again, but it's like, I feel like they've been separated for so long, and there have been rumors of this for literally, I think, since April.
They just got back together.
They did, but it's like, I don't know. It was like when she canceled her tour to like be with her family, like, duh, you're divorced, babe. Like, and it's fine. And like, I only am wanting good things for her in this time of need, but it's also like, we kind of knew this. And I also feel like we're getting so many updates post the divorce filing that I'm like, is this important? Like so I saw a headline today that was like, Ben has not been in touch with J-Lo's children. I'm like, what? Like,
wait, why? They're not his
children. Like, why is that important?
I mean, divorce is hard. It's rough. I don't want to see anyone sad. I wish them both the best.
Sure.
I don't have much stake in the game with this. Much like cars and alcohol, I'm not invested in Bennifer.
No, and the thing is, I wasn't when they got back together, and I'm not now. But I mean, I am. It seems like since they're both very rich, I don't think they had a prenup, but hopefully they're so rich that it's like, let's all just like.
You don't think they had a prenup?
That's what I've read in the stories.
Oh, well, now I'm invested because it's like, what are we doing?
But then it's like, who has more money? But to me, it's like, just both of you take your own money and go your separate ways. You don't have kids. You need to like raise together, right? Like everyone just move on and let's not do this again in 20 years. Like maybe you guys just aren't a match and that's okay.
That's okay.
And we say our goodbyes and we leave it there.
And wish everyone the best.
Sure.
I'm sure they both deserve great things.
Absolutely.
I'm sure.
I hope they heal.
I hope they go on to fulfill their dreams and artistic endeavors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chappell Roan still wants y'all to leave her alone.
I know.
Did you see this post on Instagram?
Oh, she said fuck you to all of us out there, ladies and gentlemen.
She had a long... I mean, I can't even read all of it, but she basically said, for the past 10 years, I've been going nonstop to build my project, and it's come to the point that I need to draw lines and set boundaries. I want to be an artist for a very, very long time, which is exciting because a lot of people, when she first came out with the TikTok videos, were like, oh shit, I'm nervous she's not going to want to do this anymore because of the fame, and she's telling us that's not the case. I've been in too many non-consensual physical and social interactions, and I just need to lay it out and remind you, women don't owe you shit. I chose this career path because I love music and art and honoring my inner child. I do not accept harassment of any kind because I chose this path, nor do I deserve it. She basically goes on to be like, just because everybody says like, oh, this is what comes with the territory. Oh, she's like, just because that's what happens doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah.
And like you telling me, oh, well, if you tried to like make music, you should have known this was coming to you. Like you deserve it. How is that different from a girl wearing a short skirt and saying that she deserves, what happens to her there? And, it's a little bit of a stretch, but I get what she's saying.
Sure.
And the one part that really stuck out to me is she said, I've never felt like she talks about like wanting to create a community on stage. Basically, when I'm at work, you're seeing me be at work. I'm in drag. I'm on stage. I'm doing my fucking thing. And I want it to be a joyful communal experience for all of you. But when I'm off the clock, I'm off the clock. I want to like be able to live a life that's not, inside my house only. I want to be out with my friends. I don't want people coming up acting like they know me. Please don't fucking call me Kaylee. I'm truly off the clock. And I think it's reasonable and a lot of it makes sense to me. And I am just worried, will people respect it? Oh, I'm sorry. And the one part that jumped out at me was when she said, I've now never felt more loved in my entire life. I have also never felt more unsafe in my entire life. Mm-hmm. And part of me feels like it's going beyond like, oh, people are coming up to me and like asking for pictures. It feels like when the amount she talks about, like, do not stalk my family and do not stalk me.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like there's an issue.
Guys, literally bare minimum.
Is that not the lowest bar?
Yeah, like we can all do that, right, kids?
I just
out
feel
there
like
listening.
And to me, it's like max I would want to do to any celebrity. And when I see a celebrity that I'm a fan of, generally, she's like, do not touch me, which I agree with. Like, even when Mariah Carey was walking down the aisle at the concert, I put my hands right here and I was just like, I love you. I love you. Because it's like, even though I love this person and have loved her my entire life, I also don't know her. I also like need to respect her space, her boundaries. I'm sure people had touched her and it would have been fine. But like that, I think is a great first step. Is like, don't touch anybody.
Yeah,
like,
she don't want you to touch her.
She doesn't want you to touch her. No. That makes sense.
You touched her with your words.
Right. And the max that I would say to like a celebrity out in public who I really appreciated their work is I would be like, A, congratulations for all your success. B, I love what you do and this specific thing from you. But from these messages, it sounds like Chappell does not even want that. And to me, it's like, fine. If I ever saw her in public, I'd be like, oh my God. I would text a friend, be like, I saw Chappell.
Yeah.
She's a queen.
Well, it's nice that she's like sort of establishing that like right now early in her career. Right. So like the fans like do know. And you know what? Yes. And people online are like, it comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. And it's kind of like, yes, when you're a celebrity, will you encounter these things for forever?
Right.
Yes, you will. However, if her stating this, first of all, she is absolutely within her right to say how she feels about it. Of course she is. Because it's absolutely valid. And second of all, by establishing this like right away, like this is what's happening and I actively do not like this. Even if like it does happen in the future still that she has people coming out to her who she doesn't want to talk to and everything, even if it gets rid of 4% of that for her, that's still a significant like amount.
It is. It's significant, and I hope that people really do take this in. I do worry if she keeps this trajectory of like, you know, she's just so very talented and the world is watching her. I can't imagine if she continues to put out music that she's not going to become even more famous and even more successful. I feel like it's good that she's expressing herself, showing her boundaries, but I think the reason that people like Taylor Swift and Beyonce like spend most of their time in their houses, have security guards, you know, and like aren't out and being public people all the fucking time is for a reason.
Yeah.
And maybe her world gets a little smaller and like that, it does kind of suck. Like I, you know, back in one of our earliest videos, Fame versus Money, I was very much, if I could only have one, I would choose money in a fucking heartbeat. Fame is kind of a prison. Like fame is like people coming up to you all the time. Your life, people feel like your time belongs to them. Yeah. And like I could see that for someone like Chappell, who clearly was not in it for, you know, wanting to be famous, this being a strange, like the things that are happening being very strange and being very scary because again, it happened so very suddenly. Like we reacted to Good Luck Babe, 2 months ago, and no one cared the night it was released, and now it's one of our most watched videos. Yeah. So if that's your barometer for anything, she's becoming huge at a rate, I think, more quickly than one that I've seen in my lifetime, at least. Like, just the quickness of, like, pop music superstardom, I don't think I've ever seen this before. So it's got to be scary. It's got to be weird. I get it. It's a big change. Yeah, so leave this girl alone.
Leave the girl alone.
Right?
She's actively telling you, leave me alone.
Right.
And if you're a true fan of hers, you would follow her wishes.
Absolutely.
So.
And just in other Chappell news, she got on stage in LA at the Intuit Dome, which I didn't even know that was a thing, to perform Hot to Go with Olivia Rodrigo.
Love it.
At the Guts tour stop in LA, and that's very cool. I still am dreaming of a new remix version with the two of them on it. That would be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Some news for me only, because Matt Steele doesn't care about this.
I'm going to go, I guess.
This is my 2K minutes. Ted Lasso is returning for season 4. Hannah Waddingham, Brett Goldstein, and Jeremy Swift are already signed on, and Jason Sudeikis is expected to return. I guess they started with the whatever the SAG-AFTRA of Britain is called. I don't know what it's called. But then they're going to be working on getting the SAG-AFTRA contracts together for the people signed in the U.S. I am excited. I'm nervous. The finale definitely did not feel final when I saw it, so it makes sense.
Oh, really?
They left it open-ended. They didn't call it a series finale.
Oh.
It was always kind of like the original creator thought of this as a 3-season arc, But it's coming back. I'm excited for it. I do feel like the third season was a little bit of a step down and the finale was a little bit of a disappointment. But maybe that's because they were building up to this moment, because season 1 and season 2 are so fucking wonderful, heartwarming, and very funny and cute. It's like mostly heartwarming, honestly. It's like in the vein of Schitt's Creek kind of comedy, where it's like it's funny, but it more like makes you feel good about the world. And during a COVID time, we needed that absolutely. So I will be tuning in. I will be watching, and we'll have to see how that all goes.
All right. I mean, I've never seen Ted Lasso, but I know the fans of it are big fans.
They are big fans.
And they were very sad when season 3 ended, because they were like, we want more. We love all of this, so give us more. And so they're getting more.
Yes.
I hope more is a good thing in this situation.
So too.
Yeah.
I hope so too. Chick-fil-A is launching a streaming platform. They're moving into the entertainment space with
What the fuck does that mean?
plans to launch a slate of originals for its own streaming platform.
Streaming what?
I don't know. And do we think they're too homophobic for a Two Gay Mats Chick-fil-A TV show? Like, if we were on the Chick-fil-A streaming platform, we could be big names there.
Oh, well, if they want us, then like, if they want us to, if they would need to like sort of redefine their brand and be like, guess what? We're not homophobic. See, look at these two gays that we got squealing. I don't know what kind of show that would be.
I don't know what it would be, but if they want to hire us, we're available. If you stop donating to anti-LGBTQ causes, that'll need to be in our contract.
Okay.
But
take that money that you were donating to them, donate it to us.
Yes, give it to two gays who want to have houses one day.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it could happen, but I just read the Deadline article and I was like, why? Like, I just don't understand why everyone is moving into the streaming space. Like, Chick-fil-A was the last company that I was thinking, oh, they're gonna get into streaming next.
I don't know what this isn't even real. Like, this makes zero sense.
Deadline says it.
Streaming television?
Yes.
I don't even know what question to ask about this because it's so nonsensical.
Just tell me when Chick-fil-A Plus is available and I'll download it and I'll take a look. I'll take a gander.
You'll actually download that?
No, for free I will, but I won't pay for it, especially if they're still donating to anti-gay causes.
Okay.
But I'll download it for free. I gotta see what those chickens are up to.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it'll be like a streaming platform for like cooking shows, like the new Food Network or something.
That's true.
Like
maybe
that.
Selena and Chef or whatever that show was called will be on that.
Okay.
Remember she had a show about cooking?
No.
Gomez did? Yeah. Selena Gomez.
She does it all, guys.
Yeah, she can do it all. Speaking of women who can do it all, Megan Thee Stallion's hosting the Video Music Awards this year.
Oh.
What a cool fucking lady.
Had this not been announced before? Because it was supposed to happen relatively soon.
Yes. No, it got announced, I believe, last week or 3 days ago, it looks like. Great. So excited for Megan. I think she is not only very talented, but also is just so winning. Did you see that viral clip of her talking about the ocean this week?
No.
It's so funny. She's like, guys, I'm never getting the ocean again. We've only discovered 5% of it. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
And I used to drive the boat and we all need to stop doing that because the ocean's a fucking scary place.
Oh, wow. Is this a nice segue so that Matt Steele can talk about how much the beach fucking sucks?
I feel like you've talked about that a lot in this summer.
Every other podcast, I'm talking about how the beach sucks. And you know what? Yeah, it still rings true to me.
Absolutely.
So me and Megan will have a great time on dry land.
I can't wait for that.
Not sand. A place with a floor and where the wind isn't blowing and there aren't fucking all these people around.
You don't like the wind?
Oh, the wind? Oh, with curly hair?
Who dislikes?
Absolutely not.
I love the wind.
Oh no, you're one of those people. Oh well, you have the fucking convertible. Gross me out.
Yes.
Oh, talk about things I hate.
What's wrong with convertibles?
Death traps.
You literally have said so many negative opinions that you will not move on in this one podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to be more positive. It's funny that now that you've died and you're outside of yourself, you've become more negative than ever.
I'm pissed. This is my reputation era.
It really is. At least someone's starting the reputation era because Taylor did not. Sorry, Swifties.
I just remember you drove me around when you first got your convertible. You drove me 3 blocks, and I was like, I will never again drive with you with this fucking top down.
It's the best. It's the best. I literally have never loved a purchase of mine more. No. The best thing I've ever
I hate when I'm driving and someone has the fucking windows open. Eat shit. How dare you?
I mean, it depends on the temperature. Like,
No.
it depends on the temperature.
It's loud. I can't hear anything. All I hear is
what do you need to hear?
people talking.
Well, just sit there and enjoy the nature
I
outside
can't enjoy
for
it because
you.
my hair's blowing every which way. I'm probably going out to dinner later, and I'm just like, well, I'm fucked.
Maybe your issue is you prioritize your hair too highly on your list.
No, this is all I have.
This
is
have
all
more.
I fucking have.
I think you're more.
No, I'm not. Lord knows I don't have the personality. I don't have the looks. All I have is the hair. I'm nothing but hair.
You wouldn't have your own. You wouldn't have a successful podcast if you didn't have a personality. Because there are some personality-less people with microphones. I'm like, babe, hang it up. Flat screen. This isn't for you.
Wow.
I'm just saying. And speaking of a word I just fucking said, Jules LeBron's viral catchphrase, very demure, very mindful, was trademarked by someone else.
Oh, I saw that.
Everyone's a fucking piece of shit. I love that I was calling you negative, but truly, this story turns my goddamn stomach. You're going to steal from clearly the creator of this viral trend, a trans person who's like, oh wow, I can finally finish my fucking transition. Fuck you. Like, it's literally... Like, are we not a society? Are we not humanity? Like, don't we want better for our fellow man and woman? Like, it's just like this person has done something that's captured the world. And like, yes, maybe she should have trademarked it immediately, whatever. But
who's thinking to do that? Except for some idiot, like assholes out there. Like,
I saw her
wouldn't think to
in
do
a
it.
fucking Netflix ad. She's like, oh, go look at like Jules's playlist on Netflix of what she finds the most demure and mindful.
Already in a next Netflix
Yes,
ad?
she's signing deals left and right.
Shit.
The fact that you people have gone out of your way to trademark this phrase makes you disgusting. So whoever, if you're watching this, fuck you.
Yeah.
Gross.
Let her buy her house, okay?
Yes!
We all deserve our...
We do deserve our house.
Give her money so she can buy the house.
You know?
Or we're going to be sitting next to her at those video poker machines. We're like, well, we got to make our money somehow.
That's the only option.
It'll be 2 a.m. because that's the best time to gamble. Or like 3 a.m, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
It's when my aunt goes down.
Goes down. Just this is
When she goes down the casino.
This, speaking of a lady who I think probably has enough to buy a house after this week, Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet is projected to debut at #1 in the U.S. with in between 280,000 and 310,000 copies.
Ooh, Taylor's pissed.
I mean, no. Taylor's doing over 1 million most weeks, but most weeks of her debut, when she's on the charts. But this is fucking huge.
Like, sure.
People were doing a side-by-side of like, oh, the streams of Emails I Can't Send its first week versus the streams of this.
I can
And it's,
imagine.
like, went up like hundreds of percents of. So I'm just so excited to see her really make her mark, really break through with Short and Sweet. And it's an album that's very fun, very good.
Oh, but yeah, but now she's finally dethroned Taylor from the #1 spot. On the
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Billboard
right.
200.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had forgotten.
Yeah,
I mean,
keep up. Thank you.
I don't really think about the Tortured Poets much. Besides my playlist of 12 songs that are excellent.
I was listening to my Tortured Poets Department
Yes.
playlist that I made. It's fucking great.
It's good.
It's the best album of the year, my version.
If you think of Tortured Poets as a choose your own adventure album, it's fucking
It's a masterpiece.
Don't think you have to listen to everything. You don't.
No.
Just find your
Who
top
has
12.
the time to fucking do that?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars are getting a big hit with Die With a Smile. It is now #1 on global Spotify, and I'm excited for her for that. And for him, obviously, of all the men who do, pop music, he is the best.
Other
So
than
we
you,
love
hello.
that.
Album coming out.
That
at
is
some
true.
point?
Yes. I mean, of the bigger artists,
You're big. Look at your podcast. We're going to be on the Chick-fil-A platform soon.
True. We are going to be on Chick-fil-A Plus. We're manifesting. Chick-fil-A Plus and presents 2 gay mats. It'd be a Devos watch party followed by the Get Lost visual EP.
Well, we have to get rid of all the video footage of me saying that I think Chick-fil-A's gross.
Oh, well, we're going to have something else to get rid of now that you've said it again.
God damn it. So sorry about
The
that.
thing is, I haven't gone in a long time because they hate gay people, but I grew up very close to Chick-fil-A.
See, the thing is, I like my fried chicken crispy. Chick-fil-A's fried chicken. It's like someone fried some chicken and dunked it in a bucket of water and put it on a bun. It's like, why is this wet? Why is this soggy?
I don't think it's. It's got the pickles and stuff. I don't think of it as salt. It's not like.
Every time I've had a Chick-fil-A fried chicken moment, it's like the crispiness that's supposed to be on the outside is like wet and soft. I want hard, crunchy.
Oh, right. Just like you like your ice
Seasoned.
cream. You want everything
Hard.
hard.
Yeah, I put my candy in the freezer because I like a gummy bear hard and tough.
Okay. More opinions from Matt Steele. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the people before we take a quick break?
Oh, I've talked enough. People are sick of me.
You really have. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and be back with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast. We can talk about nothing.
I know, right? My God.
Let's hold on 1 second. Steele is such a hater today. It's true. We love it. Hey, we're going to put an ad, but we love opinions. Die with a smile. LG7, let's fucking go. And I will never like Eminem, but I love Stevie, and I'm glad his record is not broken. Oh, Stevie Wonder, yes. Oh, I had completely forgotten about Tortured Poets still being number one.
Yeah.
Just didn't cross my way.
Still number one. It's still going strong.
I mean, hopefully Chappell can get that number one soon.
Oh, wait. Oh, Chappell. I was thinking Sabrina.
Oh, yeah. No.
I was like, well, she just did. We just talked about it.
Does.
Yeah, I know, right? Come on. We got this. I feel like the next Chappell album will be very big.
Oh, my God. Like, gigantic. Because
Yeah.
that's the thing is Chappell's album had already come out by the time that she, broke through.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's going to be huge. And I mean, it's already jumped to number 2 on the chart, so she's doing great.
Yeah.
I've never heard of frozen gummy bears. Wait, Steele, do you also love gummy bears and ice cream? I've never
Love
found
it.
anyone who else
Love
loves
it.
I fucking hate it.
Chocolate with gummy bears, perfect.
It's disgusting. They're so hard. It's like this. It's like I would go to Cold Stone, and it's like this is why people should not have the choice to make their own ice cream because I put the gummy bears on. I'm like, this is so fucking gross. It's so hard. It's like I have rocks in my ice cream.
I love chewing on them. I love gummy bears when they're like a little stale and like really like
Gross.
Love
no.
it.
I like it. I like it soft and gummy and easy to chew.
No, and like also like ice cream. I never really loved Cold Stone because they like mush it all together, and I'm like, well, it melts a little bit, and I hate melted ice cream. I like ice cream. A rock.
My favorite Cold Stone is they had like a New York strawberry cheesecake ice cream. The thing is like
I
don't want the choice. You just do the thing. And every time I got it, it was like, fuck yes. Yes, cheesecake. And I love cheesecake. And I love ice cream. Well, I don't love ice cream. It's too cold. But if I'm going to have an ice cream, a cheesecake flavor will do it for me.
Okay. I think ice cream's a little overrated as well.
Look at us agreeing.
Yeah. I mean, I do like it a lot, but I think people go so nuts for ice cream.
I just feel like, guys, cake is right there.
Guys, I prefer a popsicle, but that's
Jesus
just me.
Christ. Steele, do you like Haribo gummies? I love them. I love Haribo.
Perfect. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Candy.
Would you put those in the freezer?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, they like soften out. They soften up in like a minute and a half.
I guess.
But like still, there's like the little tension there. I like a little tension. I like a little chew.
Okay. All right.
So like popsicles, like I like biting them and like chewing them. And I also prefer, y'all know I prefer tart things over sweet things. So that's why I like more of a popsicle, like sorbet or sherbet or like pinkberry.
I mean, we all know you like fruit things more than
fruit is
chocolate and
iconic.
Palmer dropping all these F-bombs. Is this a teaser for an explicit rating on that new song he's working on? No, it's not explicit. I drop F-bombs here. We're all adults. And if we're not, kids don't say those words until you're 18.
This is why we're bad around kids.
No, I don't say F-words in front of kids.
I've gotten much better about not cursing in front of kids.
Was there a time you were bad about it?
I've slipped sometimes. when my friends started having kids, I was like, shit.
I mean, was it by the time they were speaking? No. Not when
No.
Yeah. Do you like Nerd Rope? I think
Steele does. Fuck yeah.
Do you guys have Sweet Frog? I don't have Sweet Frog.
What's Sweet Frog?
I don't know. Steele, you have Jaws of Steel. Haribo gummies are already a mouth exercise.
I love it.
Frozen gummy bears is one hell of a jaw workout. Do you like mint chocolate ice cream?
Yeah,
I like that.
I've learned to appreciate like a mint chocolate chip as I've gotten older. Like when I was younger, I feel like I liked it, but I took it for granted. Then I had it like as an adult, like relatively recently, and I was like, oh fuck, this is fabulous.
Look at your palate.
It's like me and Joe Biden. We love a little mint chip.
I swore a fair amount as a teen, 14 to 17. I think I swore too, but maybe not like in front of my parents or something. I wouldn't swear in front of them at that age.
I've started just becoming comfortable cursing in front of my mom.
I'm like, I think I would. I don't know. I guess I don't think about it. I'll have to see how it goes. I heard a rumor that the Chick-fil-A service is going to stream reality TV, like a show following the Atlanta Preachers. Oh, it's going to be like a Christian streaming service? Oh. Sweet Frog is a frozen yogurt place. I did always love Pinkberry. That was my fucking jam. My jam. I also loved Smoothie King. I love
I've never been to
there was, again,
not a smoothie person.
Oh, that was great. I remember I'd always get the Caribbean Way. That was my one.
Caribbean Way. I mean, I do love a Jamba Juice, so I guess I like those smoothies.
Yeah, there you go.
I haven't been to Jamba Juice in so long.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah.
And there's one close by me. I think I could walk to a Jamba Juice.
Yeah, imagine Joe Biden trying to eat cold gummy bear.
What's your favorite song on Short and Sweet? Taste for me.
Juno's
up there.
Coincidence?
I need to listen to Coincidence again.
Hold on, let me look at it again. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
And sweet.
Short and sweet. Oh, thank you for if any of you here just joined the Patreon, thank you. We got several since we started the podcast. That's very kind.
I do like is it Dumb and Poetic? I do like Dumb and Poetic. That's the one that's like sorry, I haven't listened to the album again since listening to it. I've been busy. I think I like Dumb and Poetic quite a bit.
Oh, that is
Dumb and
good.
Poetic, Coincidence.
Did you see this? Sorry, I'm on our Discord and someone has shown us something one of y'all said.
In our chat.
We're trying to keep it PG. Lord.
My goodness.
Woo! Inappropriate. Lindsay is. Oh, someone is right. Whoever is.
I do like Lie to Girls as well. Lie to
Lie to
Girls
Girls
is
is good.
fun.
I've never been to Smoothie King. Smoothie King is great, and that was where whenever like I was in high school, everybody would see fucking Janet Jackson when she was in Atlanta because she was dating Jermaine Dupri at the time, and I never saw her there. And I was like, none of you love her like I love her. You all abandoned her after the Super Bowl, and I never did.
No, you would never.
I never did.
You would
I
never.
was screaming just a little while up and down those halls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sharpest Tool is that girl. That one's good too.
Sharpest Tool is cool.
She's really reading those men.
She
She's
really
reading
is.
them down.
She's got such a wonderful like sense of humor.
Yes, great way with words.
Yeah.
Miss Sabrina.
Yeah. And it's so compatible with like Olivia's.
I know.
Like, and I just
know.
want them to do something together.
I mean, I could see it. Like I could see it, and
they're compatible,
that would be, the Gen Z When You Believe,
right?
Or like the Gen Z Telephone.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
What a moment Telephone was. I know. Even though you do give it a little too much.
It's great. Sorry guys.
It is great.
Telephone's
it
a
is
fucking
great.
pop
But
song.
better than Bad Romance. It is not.
It's different.
It's different, but you listed them. You put them
Yes,
in order.
because I would say Bad Romance is a better song.
Yes.
But Telephone is my favorite.
Okay, I'll take that.
There's
I'll
a
take
difference
that.
between like favorite
Yes,
and better.
That I'll take.
There's a
You-
difference between like Babylon and La La Land. You know?
Oh, sorry. I was thinking Babylon, the Gaga song.
No, well, I mean, we love Babylon too, but it's like different.
It was, but when you said something like the Telephone, I don't know if it was the video or the song, was more like iconic than the Bad Romance.
I stand by that,
and that's a lie. That's a full.
I stand by
lie.
Telephone is her signature.
That's
video.
and that's wrong, and that's okay. It's okay to be wrong, and not, like we're gonna one day record those brackets. We'll be talking about Bad Romance, and we'll be talking about Daydream, because I would call Merry Christmas Mariah Carey's fourth album. But we did a poll, and we're gonna believe in the poll.
And the people have spoken. We're a democracy.
We are a democracy. We're trying to keep a fucking democracy.
Yes.
Vote for Kamala.
Is it better than Rain on Me? Is what better than
What?
Rain on Me? All the songs we just talked about are better than Rain. And we love Rain on Me. Rain on Me is great.
Not steal, you jerk. It's
But
what better than Rain on Me?
Bad Romance?
No, disagree.
I can picture the Telephone music video. I can't picture the Bad Romance one.
Babe,
Yes, Lauren.
Look at the numbers. Audrey, you're all being insane.
Aubrey,
excuse me. Michael Smith is here with the truth. And Grace, I believe, is here with the truth.
I will say Bad Romance set the tone.
Yes!
I will say that.
Of course it did!
Yes, and that is Gaga's sound. Like Bad Romance is the sound and everything. But when that Telephone music video came out, people were like, what the fuck
Would you
this?
say the music video is more iconic or the song is more iconic?
I would say Bad Romance is the more iconic song.
Okay, all right.
I would say Telephone is the
I know. I know what
more
you'd say. I know what you'd say.
Yeah. Well,
And
you're going to hear me say
I don't
it
need to
again.
hear it again because it's wrong.
Still just trying to get canceled today. Why? What the fuck did I do?
You said Bad Romance's video is not as good as Telephone.
Listen, guys, we're talking about one of the most iconic eras of any pop star's career. Like,
True.
Like
it
the
was
Fame
an era.
Monster.
It was an era.
In that time, everything was incredible.
Yes.
Everything was incredible. So we are literally arguing
Tell him,
about
Jordan.
perfection.
Bad Romance wins on all fronts. Bad Romance was one of the first videos to get to 1 billion views on YouTube back in the day. Did anyone else start their chat comments but then spend too much time reviewing your comment that the conversation moves too quickly and you feel left in the dust? I get stressed. Don't worry. If you have some, I'm sorry, Matt, but Matt is right. The one that sings. That's a funny way of phrasing it. We both sing.
We both sing.
Yes. But Heather, even if you have typos or whatever, just type. Get it out. No one's judging.
We just saw a comment that was, someone should have
Yes,
revised that.
You will never say something as bad as we just read.
Gay people get upset about the funniest things. It's because we're passionate.
Yes, we are the passions.
Yeah.
Hey, Queens. Hey, West.
Hey, West.
Should we do part 2? Oh, you okay?
I was about to burp.
Oh, don't burp on the mic.
I would never.
Thank you.
No, it's not. It died.
It's gone?
It died. It dissipated. It's back in my bloodstream.
Just like you. Dead.
Oh my God.
Do I?
Okay, let me see. Hold on. Let me see what these emails are real quick. I think there's 3.
Okay. No. Wasn't the Telephone video supposed to have a part 2? Yep, never happened. Bad Romance is an amazing video. I love Telephone, but that video is all over the place. Gaga agrees with that. I don't think the Telephone video is all over the place. I think it works.
It is all over the place. And that's why it's just like, that's why it's insane.
Bad Romance is a way better video. Beautiful Liar is a better video than Telephone, so that makes Bad Romance better than Telephone. I don't remember the Beautiful Liar video, but I will say that I put Beautiful Liar, the song, in the camp of duets by superstars where the fact that they're working together is more iconic than the song. And you all can get mad about this too. When You Believe is also in that category.
Oh, that's...
When You Believe is not as good as a Mariah Whitney duet in the 90s should be. Period. I don't care, Steven Schwartz, whoever fucking wrote it. You messed up. You done goofed. It's a good song. It's a good song. But have Mariah write one. And then we get something real. Okay? Okay?
Wow.
Okay?
What is Beautiful Liar?
It's Beyonce and Shakira. Beyonce, Shakira.
Truly have never heard of that in my life, but I'm sure it was a lovely moment.
Spill on When You Believe It's Mid. Tell him, Jordan. Mariah could have done better on her own.
Prince of Egypt. The score to Prince of Egypt is fucking excellent.
I think the soundtrack is excellent. There are many great songs, and When You Believe is a very good song.
Okay.
I don't love When You Believe. It's a little schmaltzy.
Oh, of course. But like, it was the 90s, ladies and gentlemen. It was the 90s.
Oh, I forgot Beautiful Liar existed. I thought you meant Bad Liar.
Now that's a song. I have a crush on a guy and a girl in school. What do I do?
Date them both. Everyone's fluid in school now, right?
Maybe let them both know, and whichever one likes you back.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Exactly. It's like how when people get stocks, they have to diversify.
Oh, God. But then what if they both like you back?
Then you got to pick. Then you'll have to make a choice.
Yeah.
But likely.
Have them fight to the death.
No, well, don't do that. You've never seen that video? They almost look like twins in it. It's great because it has the best singers of all time on it. The song itself is okay.
No.
I agree, Tyler.
It's a great
Thank
song.
you for the truth.
Bad Liar had a great music video, too. Y'all never seen the video? Almost looked like twins.
I've seen the video. Shakira and Beyonce, yeah, they did.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. In what direction?
Beyonce did her hair in a way no one's skin tone was touched.
Okay.
If that helps.
Okay.
You. Okay. Should we do second half? Do you have the
Yeah.
emails? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Ooh, we're back. We took our afternoon nap.
If only. We were arguing about pop songs per usual in between, our podcast recordings. So
Yeah.
a lot of opinions were shared.
Oh, and if you have opinions about like music and you want to argue with us all day, every day
Yes.
on your phone, what should they do, Matt Palmer?
They should become patrons. They should go to patreon.com/2gaymats where you can get extra bonus content, join the Discord, and chat with us and other pop music, pop culture obsessed people all the time. You'll see our unedited reaction to Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. It's up now, and a lot of extra bonus content. Also, if you enjoy this podcast, if you're listening to or watching it right now, please go to your Spotify or your Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star rating or review. It really helps us with the algorithms in both of those applications. And we want to make sure that people can see and hear this podcast. It reaches the far corners of the earth, darling. So please go there, leave us a 5-star rating or review. We only accept 5 stars. Anything less, keep to yourself. Okay?
Keep it to yourself. Great Casey Musgrave song.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we are on to Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com. 2 is spelled TWO.
Yes.
And it's going to be great.
Oh.
First question comes to us from, first I just want to apologize to Danny. Again, I did not listen to Kelsey Ballerini. He asked us to listen to it. We have not. Okay. I think we did not answer this question before.
Okay, let's see.
So this question comes from Hive.
Hey, Hive.
Hive, moving advice, please. Hi, Matt and Matt. I have to move by September 1st, but I can't find an apartment. I'm looking for a studio and a decent location. I'm kind of stressed out about it. What has been your experience with apartment hunting? On another note, I moved cities for a job and have been feeling pretty lonely. Any advice? I've been busy taking one last online course, but after I will have free time to meet people. Thank you.
Well, when we found this apartment, I think we found it on apartments.com, which I don't know if that's available everywhere, if it's like an LA specific thing, but it was one of those things where we had to like constantly be checking for like, oh, is there something good coming up? Because it basically, if something good does pop up that's within your price range and maybe in an area that you want, lots of people are probably looking at the same time. So I would recommend just like staying on the ball with it and, keep refreshing your apps. Hopefully you will find the one you're looking for. But I don't know if you have friends in town, or I don't know what your work situation is. If you can move back home with your parents for a little bit, it's never fun, but at least you would save some money, and you don't want to be like, stuck without any choices. So I would make sure to get other choices lined up just in case you don't find what you're looking for. Because it's like, I wouldn't want you to find an apartment that's just so that you're going to have a 1 year at least lease with, So I would kind of hold out for one you really want if you can.
Yeah, and I wonder if you are having trouble locking down an apartment that you can get on the lease. I guess now, since like the clock is kind of ticking, if maybe find a sublet situation for the moment.
For
if
sure.
You're still not able to find something. So maybe you check that out. So you can kind of go month to month if that is possible.
Yeah.
I realize no one really wants to sublet, but
right.
because that's kind of a pain and you don't know what you're going to get really. But have that on the back burner just in case.
Absolutely.
When it comes to moving to a new city, what would you say someone should do?
I love saying join. I don't know that you are gay, but there are gay sports leagues, gay kickball. But I think they have straight versions of these things too.
They got straight sports.
They have straight sports
people do sports as well, ladies and gentlemen.
I think they do it a lot.
Yeah.
So I would try to find one that's more social and less serious, because sometimes you get to them and you're like, okay, we're really taking this kickball seriously.
Yeah.
And that's not fun. But I think there's also just meetup groups. You should find a community of people that have similar interests, or there's some sort of connective tissue there. Because people want to make new friends. There are, I think it's meetup.com.
Yeah.
There's a whole website built around we have this same interest. Let's all go on hikes or go on walks or go swimming. I don't know. There are ways that you can find people with like-minded perspectives. And I would recommend you try to do that to find friends and a community in your new area.
Yeah. And there are as I've said multiple times, it's just going on dates, dating apps and everything. So many people who I've gone on dates with, it's never been a romantic connection, but
right.
It's a great way to meet friends. I met when I first moved to LA, I met my best friend out here, via OkCupid.
Yeah.
And now, we've been friends for 12 plus years.
Right.
And I know there's also Bumble Friends, where it's you can match with people and you're just looking to do things with people.
Totally.
But yeah, they have cool hobby. If whatever your hobbies are, there's something for it. Even if your hobby is mixed drinks.
Yes, exactly.
I would never go to said meetup, but if that is your hobby, I will not be going with you, Hive, but I encourage you to try that.
Yes, find your people.
Meet people who have similar interests. And then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be great. It's things are always rough, especially when you're moving, but
it's all going to work out.
It's all going to work out. Yeah. Okay. Sika says, hi, Mats. I was wondering if you guys have a bucket list for 2024. If so, what things are you still looking forward to doing in the last few months? What have you already done that's been a big achievement? Always love listening to you both.
I feel the 2 Gay Mats. I know we're doing it right now and it's kind of meta to talk about it. I think that's been going very well.
Oh, this has been a great year.
Been a good year for us, absolutely. And so I'd like to keep that going. My bucket list, I mentioned, I think before we started recording, that I'm trying to finish up this collaborative album with a producer named Z Future. And so I started working on that again this weekend. So my goal is to have it all recorded and mixed by the end of the year, hopefully out by the end of the year. But if it's at the top of next year, that's okay too. Other things that I want to do, I'm going to Spain at the end of September. So I'm excited to do that. Absolutely. I, have a dream of having a holiday party, which seems silly, but it is something that I want. I feel like that would be very fun.
Why is that such a dream?
Because it's just, I've never done it. And I would, I want it to be a certain way. I want it to feel
a certain type of gay who hosts.
Yes, I want to be the host. I want it to feel I want everyone to have the holiday spirit. I need to have, things going on the television, things going on the Sonos speakers. I want it to just really feel like a warm and cozy holiday environment. So that's a dream of mine for the rest of the year.
You want to be a gay who's able to plan a party.
Absolutely.
I've never wanted that.
That's what I want.
When it comes to throwing a party, there's nothing I want to do less.
I love throwing.
I'm such a hater this video.
You are.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just a beacon of positivity. I guess we've swapped places. We did. We, peed into that bush. We Freaky Friday'd like you wanted us to do.
Yeah.
And now I'm Mr. Glass half full and you're just a fucking hater.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I mean, you were very tired.
I'm exhausted.
That just helps people like their true feelings come out with like less, less niceness around them.
Well,
filter.
Listen, I much like my aunt who I hung out with for the past 2 days. She is a no nonsense woman.
Yes.
And so this is my no nonsense podcast episode.
Great.
Where I'm just like, this thing we're talking about sucks.
Perfect.
Yeah. But I'm happy to go to your party. I'm happy to go to a party.
Yeah.
It's just throwing one.
You'll be invited.
Oh, I'm happy to show up.
What are your bucket list items for the year?
Well, I feel like 2024 has been a very good year for me in terms of accomplishing things.
Yes.
Like I directed a thing, the 2 game mats of it all. Like I feel very good. I would say the last thing I kind of want to accomplish at the end of the year, or by the end of the year, is I'm currently trying to get my second feature film produced.
Yes.
And so there's someone like attached to it in terms of like producing, like to help get it done. My goal is to have another person attached in some sort of way, shape, or form, so that there is like a plan moving forward by the end of the year.
That makes sense.
So I think that is very much doable.
That feels doable for sure.
Yeah, so that's my goal.
Yes, we love having goals. Thank you for the question.
Yes, we did. We got another email about pop music, but I think we'll keep that on the back burner just because another email we got is a little more relevant to this week specifically because it's about the DNC. So this is from the wonderful Christian.
Hey, Christian.
Christian says, I wanted to write in the podcast to discuss the DNC. All 4 nights were amazing to watch. I haven't seen anything like it since Obama. A highlight was when Michelle Obama said, hope is making a comeback. This is the hope that all of us are created and treated equally and seeing each of us as we are and not as objects. This calls back to Genesis 1, that all humans are created in God's image, a new idea that was breaking through the hierarchy of dignity in the 5th century BCE, but this remains a potential, an ideal that we must all continue wrestling toward. From then on, this idea has been taken up time and time again by the biblical prophets, by Jesus, Gandhi, Muhammad, by Buber? I don't know. By Herschel, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and now by the Obamas, Biden, and Harris. This potential, this hope, has been dimmed through the lens of the strongman and the wealthy, but hate has no asylum, quote Biden, when we do not lose ourselves in the complacency and despair of the times and are courageous enough to accept the calling that is before us. We start by speaking the promise and not letting the peril, Warnock, of bitterness and hatred compel us into violence and backstabbing, Martin Luther King Jr. I love how Christian is like citing his sources.
I know. Right?
Incredible. Harris gave a powerful speech at the rally for the Tennessee 3, and that resonated with me. She begins, a democracy says you do not silence the people, you do not stifle the people, you do not turn off their microphones when they are speaking about the importance of life and liberty. As Biden says, you cannot love your country only when you win. Harris continues, I do believe every generation has its calling, that there are moments in time that find you and require and depend on your leadership. Certainly this moment found Harris in our time of great need, and it has found us all. She finishes with this, every moment that has been about progress in our country was led by the young leaders like the John Lewis and Diane Nash, and to you, points to Tennessee 3, you, all young leaders, speak with such clarity, you speak the truth through a lived experience, your voices are part of the conscience of our country. This passage inspired something I wrote for university. Those who hate have learned from the past. Instead of rejecting tradition, they co-opt it and suppress people's voices and votes and attack education. Yet the end is the same, fueled by a similar rejection of the need for embodied morality and empathy among one's leaders. But with this comes a glimmer of hope, our ability to search out the core of these traditions that have been suppressed, and a new generation on the periphery that speaks truth as a personal witness to their lived experience. A small seed allowing the divine justice and freedom to speak through them. A new conscience of society that continues its progression and yet so easily connects with the prophets of the past. These are the prophets of the new generation. We are never going back to a time when hate and willful ignorance to the cries of the oppressed ruled. It is our time to stand united. I want to finish by asking, what were your favorite moments of the DNC? Iconic email. That was beautifully written, Christian.
Absolutely.
But that's not a surprise. We know, like, Christian just graduated and is a very, very talented writer.
Yes.
So that was beautiful. What were your thoughts on the DNC?
Well, I didn't watch a lot of it. But today I watched Michelle Obama's speech and Kamala Harris's speech. And I was blown away.
Incredible.
I love them both so much. They both did an incredible job. Kamala especially really got to show exactly what she could do, why she is the best nominee for the party at this very moment. And I just could not be prouder and more excited for her. I believe it's going to happen. And it was like, she made sure that it was an inclusive speech. Like, she reaches across the aisle so much more than I ever fucking would. Because I'd be like, if you have ever voted for Trump, you can all go fuck yourselves, which is why I'm not the nominee. And so I just appreciate
I think she had a better way of wording
did. She absolutely did. It was beautiful. It was inspiring. It was exciting to see her up there, like fulfilling the promise of, you know, her Indian mother who immigrated into the country and always said to her, like, don't complain, do something. It's like, she was doing the most anyone could ever fucking do with her life. She's accomplished so much already. She's such an inspiration to all of us. And, you know, I just am thrilled to help her win in whatever way I can between now and fucking November. It was scary when she got being like, we have 72 days. Like, is it really just 72 fucking days?
Well, I remember like back when like Joe was, people were like, oh, he needs to step down. And I was just like, no, there's less than 100 days.
I know.
There's less than 100 days until like early voting and everything. This is a terrible idea. But then it happened. But then immediately like, he did what he needs to do. He was just like, he's like, okay, I will step down, but this is the fucking plan. Yeah. And everyone was like, okay. Yes. And that was the plan. And the plan seems to be working.
Yes, it does.
Very well. And so, this is my giving me moments early. Like the DNC was so fucking great. I want whoever produced this to produce the fucking Oscars.
I knew you were going to
say
that.
Everything that the audience wanted, the audience got. Like every moment was its own special thing and was done in like such a creative and energized way and such a joyful way. They really gave the audience what they wanted. And like, and it's weird to talk about this in like entertainment terms.
Right.
But like, that's part of politics. You know, you got to like attract the people to get them on board, to be excited to create that change. I mean, just the speeches were so fantastic. The first night I was watching, like Hillary's speech was so phenomenal. And just her like starting to choke up, just saying like, we've made all these steps to break that hardest glass ceiling, and like each person who's like made one of those steps is like not with us. Even if they're not with us now, they're up there like saying keep going, and we need to keep going. They would not say stop. Like, so we have to do this for them. And then like Biden on the first day, I mean, just like the ovation that he got, and like him like tearing up in the beginning, such an incredible speech. And like so fantastic. Like, and just like the outpour of love for him, I thought was very, very inspirational. And just all the other days, the roll call was so cool. How each
it was so fun.
It was so fun how each state like had their own song to like represent the state. And like Georgia's was an entire performance by what's his name?
Lil Jon.
Lil Jon came out. Like it really like solidified like each state is important and has its own like culture and belongs there as much as the next state. Yeah. Every single piece of this puzzle is so important. Shout out to like someone in the chat shouting out to like Jasmine Crockett's speech, which was really beautiful.
I saw a clip of Raphael Warnock's speech and was
fantastic.
blown away.
I mean, the Obamas obviously they're like the great orators of our time.
Truly.
Like obviously that goes without saying. Just all the people, and then finally when everyone was just like, "Where's Beyonce?"
Which is always the question.
Yes. Where are and also where are the visuals? But the Beyonce that we needed came out and fucking killed that speech. I watched every second of that. And
absolutely.
I was just like, abso-fucking-lutely. Like, I think, like, and Kamala Harris I've always loved. She was my number one choice early in the 2020 primary. She was the person who I was going to vote for until she dropped out. She dropped out kind of early. Yeah. And so I was just like, oh, okay. And so, so I've always loved Kamala Harris, and I think in this moment because you know you harken back to all these previous like presidents, like I think like there's like Bill Clinton had his charm, like Barack Obama had his amazing oratory skills and is such a beautiful and brilliant speaker and image. Like Hillary Clinton was known for being so smart and accomplished and steadfast and dedicated to policy. Joe Biden is known for his like deep empathy and just like kindness. And so I think she perfectly like beautifully embodies all of those aspects that you want in a president. Right. And such a great speech. I could have listened to it all day. I mean. And so that very much was giving me like my moments and just seeing my aunt so excited.
I mean, I get it.
Because and my aunt, like the entire like my aunt and my dad, like being with them those 2 days and hearing, because my aunt grew up like in DC, like in the 60s.
Right.
She was just like, yeah, me and my like girlfriends, we would go out and like protest things.
Wow.
And just like the stories they would talk about, like being in Washington, like in the 60s, how they like went to the Watergate hearings. Like my grandfather would take them to the Watergate hearings because that's when like the public, they could go and see it and everything. And so just knowing like the history that came before us and the history that we are moving into is very inspirational and wonderful.
I love that.
We're going to have a great time in these next couple months and beyond, because it's going to go well.
And we are going to fight and call and donate and knock on doors, do everything we can do.
And everyone, this is what you have to do every election cycle.
Reminder.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to do your 2 gay minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was hoping we could skip it. I could just do my giving me moments
No.
and be
Why
done.
would I ever not want to talk about my big brother for the week?
Well, I'll be short. Mine won't be 2 minutes.
Okay.
I don't want to be a negative Nancy. I don't want to be negative like Matt Steele is, and unlike positive me. I know everyone in the Bravo sphere fucking loved the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City trailer. And it did look good. It looked like, okay, Meredith and Mary falling out is interesting. Mary being full-time. Don't know what's up with this new girl Bronwyn. It seems like there's stuff happening behind the scenes. It looks interesting and good. I'm invested. Everyone said they didn't care that Monica wasn't there. They didn't miss her. I missed her. I was like, this looks good, and I'm going to watch it. There feels like a huge hole and an unfinished story with Monica not on the show. I know I've gone back and forth about this, but maybe it'll be a great season. We won't need Monica and she'll never be back. If it were up to me, I'd bring her back immediately.
Okay. Well, I know Angela from Big Brother is from Utah. I don't know if she's near Salt Lake City, but maybe after she's famous from Big Brother, she could join the Real Housewives.
I would love
Salt Lake
to
City.
see that. That'd be quite the. If nothing else, she's got to go on Traders.
Oh, sure.
And, maybe she could duke it out with Monica there.
Oh, she'd be amazing on. Oh, I would love it.
All right. Are you ready for your 2 gay minutes?
I'm ready for my 2 gay minutes.
All right.
I'll talk about Big Brother for 2 minutes.
He's going to talk about something I don't care about for 2 minutes, and it's obviously going to be Big Brother. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
After their ally Cedric was shockingly evicted last Thursday, the Pentagon alliance of Quinn, Brooklyn, Chelsea, and Cam knew that they were kind of fucked and had to win the HOH. But in a shock to no one, Tucker won the next HOH competition, which was the famous wall endurance challenge. And he's crazy and fearless and can put mind over matter through anything. So, of course, he won. Tucker nominates his arch rival, Quinn, along with Brooklyn and Chelsea, and he tells Quinn, hey, actually, you're just the pawn, but don't tell anyone else that. And if I find out you told, I'm not saving you. Well, Quinn was like, yeah, right, motherfucker, and told Brooklyn and Cam. Tucker told him that he was the pawn. Brooklyn, the married mother, who's probably the only one in the house not afraid to stand up to Tucker, is like, Quinn said that he was a pawn. So what gives? Am I the target? So Tucker was like, way to fail, Quinn. Tucker wins the power of veto and is like, actually, though, Quinn did what I told him not to do, but I still think Brooklyn and Chelsea are better players, so they're my target. So he saves Quinn and puts up Chelsea. Then those quiet little rats, Chemo and T-Core, who actually want to work with Chelsea, are like, hey, I know we just formed an alliance with Tucker called 6th Avenue last week to save his showmance Rubina, but should we blow that alliance up too and go against Tucker's wishes and vote Cam out if he doesn't win the AI arena? They actively wanted to work with Chelsea and also knew that Brooklyn would be a solid person to be a rival to Tucker in subsequent weeks. They decided only that if Chelsea is still on the block with Cam after the arena, then she should stay, but if Brooklyn is on the block with Cam after the arena, she should go. At the live show, Chelsea won the AI arena challenge, which consisted of the nominees having to unscramble words on a screen and figure out what they stood for. The competition took so long and was so boring that production eventually had to unscramble the words for them and just have the clues up there spelled out for them to read. With the final nominees being Chelsea won, and
seconds.
with the final nominees being Brooklyn and Cam, Brooklyn, being the strong married mother she is, took the time to proclaim to the whole house that evicting her would be the dumbest move and that they should never be giving Tucker what he wants because it'll just make his win inevitable. In the meantime, Cam just stood there, probably having no clue what was going on, because I say this with no malice because he seems like a sweet guy, but he is objectively the most boring game player to ever step foot in that house. In the end, the house chickened out and voted out Brooklyn, which had me screaming, I hate you all at the TV because boring, safe moves are zero fun. Keeping Brooklyn in the house would maximize drama. I want drama, and as we all know, the show is about me. Justice for the married mother.
A little over 2 minutes there.
Well, fuck you.
I will say, I feel like as the season goes on, I understand that like your 2K minutes less and less.
Sure.
I'm like, all I hear is AI Arena. Those are the only, because I'm like, what's that?
What's that? And
What
guess
is
what?
that?
You're going to have to hear it a lot more because if the production is smart, they will utilize it in the format of the show from here on out for just the first couple weeks, not forever, but it's really it just makes the evictions so much more exciting.
When should they stop using it this season? Like
now.
soon?
Now is the time. Like no more than 6 weeks. 6 weeks is pushing it.
Are they going to stop, or has that been discussed?
I don't know.
Okay.
They haven't said anything.
Guess we'll see.
So yeah, I already did my Giving Me Moments, Matt Palmer. So talk about your little TV show, I guess.
Okay, well, I have 2 TV shows that I finished over the course of this past week. Both were TV shows that I was nearing the end of, and then it was late, but I was like, I'm now so invested I can't stop watching this. The first one is a show that has been out for, I think, a year and a half, because it's won all the Emmys already. Beef with Ali Wong and Steven Yeun is the craziest 10 episodes of television. Like, all right, it starts out, obviously, it starts out with a road rage incident between Ali Wong's character, who's kind of like an artist, and I think she's especially in the plant business, but she's kind of trying to sell her like business to this white lady who has a bunch of money, and she's like, if I sell this, we're going to make so much money, I'll never have to work again, I'll be able to buy a huge vacation home. They're already pretty rich, but if she sells this company, she's going to be very, very fucking rich. She's very high strung. She has a husband who's very kind and loves her, and like his dad is an artist, but he's not as good at being an artist, but he's like a good dad, and they have a little girl named Junie. She's a little love bug. She's wonderful. And then Steven Yeun comes from a family that is definitely more hard scrabble. His parents are still trying to immigrate, I believe from Korea, but that could be wrong. I don't remember where they're from exactly. But Steven Yeun is very scrappy and owns it's kind of like a construction business at one point. Maybe they were in plumbing. I don't fully understand what he did, but he has relatives that do things underhandedly, maybe a little illegally to make their money. And so it definitely is about their different classes, but they, are both people who want to get into a road rage incident that happens early on. And while normal people would just drive away or get over it, these are people that are like dogs with the bones and like essentially attempt to ruin each other's lives over the course of the series. And when I tell you, initially you're like, oh, they're playing mind games with each other. I don't know where this is going to go. The intensity ratchets up and up that you're like, oh, this is really getting tense. But like, it's definitely more like a cat and mouse, and like they're doing shitty things to each other and each other's families and the people around them. But by the penultimate episode of the season, it becomes, and I mean, spoiler alert for a show that literally has been out for 2 years or whatever. Spoiler alert, by the penultimate episode, it is essentially an action movie with a fucking shootout with like crazy gory moments that I did not see coming. And so episode 9 ends. I'm like, there's a whole nother episode after this. Like, it feels like this show has gotten as intense as it's going to get. There are storylines that feel very wrapped up, and you're like, how are they going to do this? How are they going to end it? And they end it so quietly, so softly. I don't want to give too much away just in case someone hasn't watched it, but essentially they are somehow lost in the woods, just the two of them.
Oh, I love that.
And they are again, it's beginning with so much hate and rage towards each other, but then they have to survive, just the two of them together. It's the quietest episode of television. They just are interacting. They accidentally eat some bad berries that they think are okay, begin throwing up everywhere, and also like get stupid high. And it gets kind of psychedelic, where they feel like they are the other person, and so they act as the other person. It just is so wild and so quiet and so just a head turn from the penultimate episode. And it ends in a moment where one more thing that's kind of big happens, and I don't know. It's just, I don't want to give too much away. It's hard to explain exactly how it ends, but the ending was so earned, and it was a show that never throughout the entire 10 episode series did I truly know where it was going.
Sure.
And it kept me on my toes. It was excellent, excellent, excellent. I hate that I think one of the cast members, the one who played the cousin who was doing the underhanded things in Stephen Yeun's family, I think it came out that he said something super problematic on a podcast, and then both the creators and Stephen Yeun and Ali Wong kind of like went out and like in defense of him. And I'm like,
I forget. I remember something like that happening. I forget what it was about though.
Yeah, I remember vaguely what it was about, but I won't get into it because I don't know all the details. But all I'll say is like it's very unfortunate that event and like the defense of this man has kind of stained the show, I feel like, for some people, because the show on its own is truly fucking excellent.
I heard it was amazing. Yeah.
Oh, it's just you don't see what's going to happen coming in front of you. And it blew me away. I was on the edge of my seat, and like the quiet little ending that came was so satisfying, so thrilling, so wonderful.
It's gonna be like us, like when we're gonna have our big blow up on 2 gay mats, but then we'll have a nice quiet little ending.
I hope that does not end up like us, because they went through it.
It won't be, because as we've established, you're not that quiet.
Very, you know me, I'm very mousy.
Yes, use your whisper voice.
Secondly, I finally finished I think this came out, it must have been 99 or 2000 that 6 Feet Under first came out. And it was 5 seasons, and each season was about 10 to 12 episodes. And this is the show of the early aughts, where it's basically based around a funeral home. And Frances Conroy, is that the actress's name? Yeah. She is the mother of this family. One of the sons is Michael C. Hall. He's a gay man. And then their brother Nate, sister Claire. The show begins with the patriarch of the show dying in a car accident. They run a funeral home, and Nate has to move home with Michael C. Hall to kind of take over the business. It has been 5 seasons, and like the conceit of the show is essentially, every episode starts with someone dying, and then like the episode is about like preparing for their funeral while we see all the members of the family and like going on their own life journeys and everything. It is excellent. It is heartfelt. It is heartwarming. The way that I felt about so many of the characters at the beginning of the show is so different by the end of the show. And Michael C. Hall and his husband Keith are just such a lovely gay couple. And they, spoiler alert yet again, they like end up like fostering these kids and becoming adoptive parents. And it's like so beautiful. But like the whole time I had in the back of my mind, everyone saying, oh my God, the finale is going to kill you. Oh my God, the finale is so crazy. Oh, the finale is one of the best finales I've ever seen. And so I'm kind of assuming, again, spoiler alert, early on in the series, they show that Nate, the brother who moved home from Seattle to take over the funeral directing with Michael C. Hall, he has some sort of brain issue, I think called AVM, I want to say. And it kind of comes out like this could be deadly. So I'm thinking, okay, final episode, final season, Nate dies. They deal with his death. And so we're watching it. And I'm like, okay, it's like 11:30 at night. I'm watching episode 9 of 12 of this season. We'll probably finish this episode. I'll go to bed. Episode 9 ends and Nate dies. And I'm like, wait, but we have 3 more episodes to fucking go. Like, how is this going to shake out? And it's thrilling. It's crazy. It's like you're watching the rest. Like, you have to really sit in that grief with that family for for several episodes. Like, to see Frances Conroy as the mother, Ruth, and like the siblings really dealing with the death of their brother, who they were so close to, and like they really thought that the AVC thing he had kind of AVC, AVM, I don't even know. There was a surgery. They believed it was all better and that he had not had any sort of symptoms for 2 years. And so we really watched them going through it, the different ways that they are grieving the loss of their brother. That was very unexpected. And at the very end of the series finale, they kind of get to the point where all the people in Nate's life come together. They celebrate birthdays, and Claire's moving to New York. And it's like, okay, we're never going to be the same. But life is going on, and like we're truly finding some happiness, some joy again. Everyone's kind of landing on their feet. And this is happening in the series finale. I'm like, oh, this isn't so sad. Sure. Like, why would this be so upsetting for people? Like, everyone seems to have a happy ending. And Claire begins to drive away, and they begin to flash forward and show a montage of every character. Again, spoiler alert, every character you've ever loved on this 5-season show dying and how they died. All set to see us breathe me, which is devastating in and of itself. And this, I like have not been able to stop thinking about this 7 minutes. And it's not just the deaths. It is, I mean, obviously, whenever someone dies, it fades to white and they show the years. They show the name, they show the years. So we see what years. And by the way, Frances Conroy died in 2025. So we're almost at Ruth's death year. Whatever. But like.
Hope she's living it up for the end of
sure
Hope that was her bucket list for 2024. Live it up.
Absolutely. But it is just devastating. I have not been able to stop thinking about it because it's like, I can't believe that we're seeing the end of all these people's lives, some more tragic than the next, but also like, just so we all know, we all have a life to live, and everything's going to be okay, but everyone's gonna fucking die. And if any show is going to remind you of that, at the very end of it, it's going to be Alan Ball's 6 Feet Under. I cannot recommend the show enough. It is devastating, but it's also great, heartwarming, and it sticks with you. It's just one of those shows, one of those finales that like, kind of like the end of After Sun. Remember when I would just fast forward and watch the end of that? I'm watching the end of 6 Feet Under again. Like I'm probably tonight. I will just fast forward to the last 7 minutes. The montage is unbelievable. It is devastating. It's the perfect music cue. Like Sia became a superstar, not just off of this, but like this was definitely helped. Like I read an article about the finale shock today, and they were like, oh, I saw Sia at like a hotel cafe performance, and that's when I decided that it needed to be the song in the finale. It was the song used in the trailer for the show at the time. It's just beautiful, heartwarming, devastating. I cannot recommend 6 Feet Under enough. That montage fucking wrecked me.
All right. Well,
wrecked me.
Well, how do you plan to die?
I plan to die, in peace. I hope, like, no pain. Like, I am a person who's not one for pain. Old, kids, grandkids, if I have them around. If partner is still there, if he is still with us at that point, I hope he's there. And just in a bed, hospital bed at home.
Where am I in this situation?
You're already dead. I'm kidding.
If there's one thing I know, motherfucker,
oh my God.
I'm not living. Everyone.
You really, you and the way that maybe this is a show for you. Maybe this will make your like head wrap around of death a little easier. Hey, Claire did live to 102. We looked at the years. I was like, all right, 102.
I'm living past that,
babe.
I saw an article today saying the oldest living documented woman in the world died today. She was 117, and I was like, I could beat that.
Bitch, no, especially because women live longer.
Well, you're not
hitting 117.
Oh, I could do it.
You're not. You're not. And it's like, if you're in so much pain, would you want to?
I won't be in pain. I'll do my stretches.
You always say that, and stretching won't help you.
Yes, it will.
Aging comes for all of us, and we all need to make peace with it.
I eat my vegetables. I have a positive outlook, except for today's podcast.
No, you don't. I don't know where that positive outlook went, but I'm telling you, watch 6 Feet Under, and you'll be like, whenever I go, it's the time, and it's fine.
Yes, and 3031 will be a devastating year for everyone.
Jesus Christ. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the people?
Oh, no. It was just a lovely week. I got to see my dad, which was really, really great.
Yes.
It's always great seeing him. And so it was a nice week. I am very tired.
Yes. I hope that you get a lot of rest. Get a lot of rest this week. I want that for you.
But I can't, because after this, we're going to react to the Sabrina Carpenter music video, because we give the people what? Content.
We might do that. We'll see.
Oh, wow. Well, we have to make the decision in about 2 minutes.
Yes, we will. Thank you guys so much for listening and or watching. We'll be back soon with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.
Cute. Oh, guys.
And Mindy Project came up because the guy, what is his fucking name? The guy who plays Danny on that show is Claire's boyfriend at the end of the show, the youngest daughter. And I was like, oh, I know her. I know him. Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Love steals confidence. Thank you.
It's the word you're looking for is delusion. Favorite TV comedies? I mean, happy endings, always. Well, Alan Ball knew what he was doing with the 6 Feet Under, because that final season of True Blood was a mess. I've heard True Blood in general was a mess. So.
If it did well.
It did do well, but I don't know if it was like good. I've always wondered about the 2 Gay Matt dads. I feel like they're rarely mentioned. Yeah, no, we both have dads. They're still around.
My dad's in Arizona.
My dad's in
Atlanta. My stepdad's probably asleep right now in New Jersey.
Yes.
Being like happy that my mom's probably going to turn the podcast off soon because he probably hears us yapping.
Wait, when and where are you doing the reaction? This stream? Not in this stream. No, babe.
No, not in this stream. So sorry about that.
And again, maybe. Maybe.
The Taste video is more graphic than Babylon, to be honest.
Oh, Lord. I'm nervous about the Taste video. Am I going to be shocked? Am I going to be shocked?
Great art is shocking.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see. I rewatched the first couple of seasons of True Blood. Why was I so obsessed with that show? Okay, we'll see. I heard it wasn't good.
Now that you need a new show to like binge with Jackson, can you please do the Golden Girls at some fucking point?
We should. Yes, it's on the list. Yes, it's on the list. It is.
Like the fact that you've never seen the Golden Girls.
I know. It's great.
It's now I feel like we're like overhyping for you, and you're gonna be like, people are.
I'm sure I'll watch. I mean, someone asked about favorite comedies. I said Happy Endings, 30 Rock as well. Friends is a classic. Will and Grace.
Oh, well, classic.
Classics.
Yeah,
those are my favorite.
Me and Travis watched some I Love Lucy this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's like, ooh, let's watch. Like he just turned on I Love Lucy on like Hulu or some shit, and I was just like, oh, brilliant.
Toria, if you need it before Thursday, you better go to patreon.com/2gameouts.
You better.
Palmer will despise the Taste music video because I despise it for the gore, and I think we're on the same page. Oh, no, it's gory. Oh, Schitt's Creek is lovely. Wait, do y'all have Love Island opinions? No, I've never watched Love Island. I don't think you have.
No. I'm sure it's fun.
30 Rock is the one. The joke per minute ratio on that show is insane. It's brilliant. 30 Rock is so fucking good. Oh my goodness. I mean, I just feel like we've done a lot of Sabrina. What time is it? 8:32. We could do a quick reaction.
Well, guys, we'll be strong for you.
Oh, it's hard to be strong. I'm always so strong, you know.
Also, I'm the one editing it.
That is true. That is true. Because I will not.
Yeah. Not that the reaction videos are a pain to edit.
Right. But it's just,
unless the video gets taken down, copyright, and then I got to do fucking stills.
Yeah.
Oh,
the stills suck.
They suck. Just know if you're watching a reaction video and we're reacting to a music video and it's just stills of the music video, just know I was pissed.
And that it was not our choice. It's like YouTube blocked the video, and that's why we're doing this. First 3 seasons of Arrested Development. Pretend that Netflix version doesn't exist. That's funny. Do you guys like short and sweet? Yes. Yeah. Jenna is the best character ever. Alex, you are absolutely right. 30 Rock's Jenna. I mean, Jane Krakowski not winning an Emmy for that role will always make me furious.
We love Jane Krakowski.
The music video is very camp. LMAO. Okay. Camp is fine. Gore, I don't love. So we'll see how I feel.
Sometimes they go hand in hand. So sorry about that. Guess you got to deal with some shit. Guess you got to be a grown up. Because you're what? Old and probably going to die way before me?
Not way before, babe. We're about the same age. And at least when I die, I'm going to be so fucking peaceful. You're going to be a nightmare.
Oh, I'm going to be like, no!
You're going to be a nightmare.
Oh, I will be. You will have to drag me the fuck out.
Well,
kicking and screaming.
You won't be kicking once you're dead, babe. You won't be kicking or screaming at that point.
Steak or wings? Boneless wings.
I think I'd say wings. I'm not in love with either of them, honestly. Maybe boneless wings above.
I had a steak in Vegas because my dad and my aunt, they love a steak. And so we went to a steakhouse, and it was like my first steak in probably like 5 years.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I'm not a beef person in general. Beef to me always looks and smells better than it actually tastes.
Okay.
You know?
I hear that.
But still, the steak place was very good. So like it was a good steak. But in terms of like what I would want to eat, mostly it would be like chicken wings, but boneless. I'm not bone in. I
don't like anything with a bone in. Like I don't like ribs.
Oh, when people take the bone and they suck on it, I'm kind of like, okay, we're civilized.
Oh, and I definitely recommend Veep. Sorry, Veep is excellent, and I did watch that kind of recently. And I grew up with Seinfeld, and have seen clips of Curb Your Enthusiasm that I liked, but I did love Seinfeld as a kid. All right, we got to go do this Sabrina thing, apparently.
We got to go.
But we love you.
Thank you for joining us. We love you all.
Yeah, we'll be back next week this time.
Bye.
See you there. Bye.